Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys.
Your membership to gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race every Wednesday and Friday.
A lot of names, a lot of familiar faces, and another chance for $50 to sign up for PSR Gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't you want to be on this list, huh? Frank, that's a great question. Does AI determine the winner? No, Frank. The fastest horse does. So shout out to everyone that's a member. We appreciate you guys. We let our horses run forever. 2.5 hours.
Hey, we're racing.
It's Antonio. Here we go.
And they are off.
You know I'm not winning this. My horse ain't like this.
And here comes Big Show, who says 2 minutes is too long. Big Show wants this race to end right now. Going to be moving into the stretch soon. K-Wolf up front. Saturated making a move. And there's nasty motherfucking Nate. Director 97. And he showed Director 97. $100. We're wanting all the money.
Oh my God,
Director! And it's Director 97. Back.
Oh my God!
Fresh, take it home! Here's 6-5-4! Oh God! Saturated. Friedrich's gonna come home with it. Is it Billy Friedrich's time? Is it his time? No, it's not. Cody Norton making this doing the fight with his wife. Doing the fight. How dare you throw the ace down? Does Coin have enough space to get home? Or will Gabby take care of business? Here comes the show. A third win for Director 97.
But Connor Mack takes out. He might be blowing his load a little bit too early. Is anybody? The contestant, here comes Iron Eagle out of nowhere. Iron Eagle.
It's a packed race. 5 seconds. Crystal from the back. Crystal. The family wants that.
Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who can produce, pay the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call the truth. They're getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a legal record, cause we be, oh yeah, pubbing. We be pubbing!
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is great to see all of you guys. We're back in business Tuesday, July 30th. Thank you for hanging out with us here on Pub Sports Radio. Pete was backstage and then he disappeared. He was backstage and then he disappeared. But we do have action popping off here shortly. First off, we have Pete making a move in basketball. I have tailed it. Japan, France, under 164.5. It was down to 164 at Pinnacle, minus 111 to the under. Bet365 moved it to minus 120. Now it's right back at a pick'em, right exactly where I got it. We're going to talk about that game. And we also have Pistol Pete Loshak moving in a boxing match that pops off in 16 minutes. Pedro, how are you, my friend?
Better than I was at the beginning of the show last week, but still a little bit flustered and frazzled. It's just I'm sitting there doing I rush at the end because I'm trying to get all the research and edges bets in. I did bet a women's boxing match. I got plus 125. I think it's still available. I would I might hit it again. I might hit it for another one. I might hit it for another one. Double it up a little bit here. Yep.
We need to talk about that women's boxing match here.
Starts in 15 minutes.
Yes, at 11:22. That is Eng Hargel Mungunsetseg against Lacrimora Periok. They are battling here. Now, this is a minus 120 each way here at 365. You got this at plus 125. So there's obviously...
You can still get it at plus 125. I just bet it just now.
Wow, wild. So that is, again, available. This bout takes off in 17 minutes, 11:22 a.m. And Pete is on Mungunsetseg. Now, line shop, because it's minus 120.
Jim, can I add that to my official record? Why not, right?
Of course you can.
Okay, Mungunsetseg and Garharja, plus 125. Current line, Caesars.
Beautiful, beautiful work. Now, we have lots to talk about. We have Tori Coker's GoFundMe. He put it together this morning. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that here very, very soon. But first, let's get our first Olympic basketball game broken down here, because it pops off in 10 minutes. And I have tailed Peter Loshak, my first foray into Olympics basketball. There have been spots that I liked. I know you moved on Spain, who took care of Greece. Now, that was very early this morning. And then Canada took care of Australia, and Canada covered. So we're going to give you guys all a shout out. You guys all deserve it. We're going to talk about Tori Coker's GoFundMe. But this trumps. We're 9 minutes away from tip-off, and it is Japan, France. Let's set it up and set up the spot for Pete. Of course, Japan started with an ugly 97-77 loss to Germany. They lack size. They don't have a ton of talent. Rui Hachimura, Yuta Watanabe are their two stars. And they were out-rebounded horrifically in the World Cup that we just saw. They ranked 21st in the World Cup in rebounding. And we know what France has, and that's a ton of height. France beat Brazil 78-66. That was a much different game than what we could see here against Japan, because Brazil's great rebounding the ball. Brazil's very, very strong rebounding the ball. They matched up against France, and they tied in rebounds in that first win for France. And we're going to be talking about Brazil here shortly, because they face Germany at 3 p.m. Eastern. But the big difference here is Japan is going to get out-rebounded horrifically. And they take a ton of threes. They better hit these threes if they want to stay in this basketball game. Let's get into the line history here for this one. I don't know if they'll give it to us. And they see if I can get the... No, they won't give it to us. So right now, over at 365, this is plus 16.5 for Japan, and this totals back at 164.5. Now, Pinnacle was moving this towards the under, and there's been buyback at 365, 10 cents of buyback. Let's see if it is existing here. Yes, Pete, unfortunately, this has gone up to 165 now at Pinnacle. Not what I was hoping to see. Talk about why you were on the under, Pete.
Everything you said. They've got size, probably going to be a slower than average game. And I don't like to see that, but it's all right. I got 164.5. We'll see how it, there's a lot of these Olympics lines are very, not particularly sharp, I don't think. Like you said, I had Spain, and early on that was looking like a good bet, but I think it closed like on the other direction. But of course, Spain won outright. So a line move like that in a game like this is, it's always concerning, but whatever. It is what it is, and we'll see. Yeah, I think the size is probably going to slow things down for France, but who knows? We'll see. I took the under, and I also took the over in Brazil, Germany. Got 165.5 on that one a couple days ago or yesterday.
Yes, I want to talk about that here and set that one up. But here at 11:15 a.m., Peter Loshak on the under 164 and a half, under 164 and a half. And
yeah,
that
you can make
off.
that official, but no. If we're giving official stuff here, give me the pinnacle line 165 minus 108, right?
Yep, 165 minus 108 here for Pistol Pete Loshak. Okay, so before we get into our next spot, which is Brazil versus Germany, let's give a proper opening to the show. First off, as we talked about last week, our friend, colleague, capper that we just love working with, Tori Coker, had 2 deaths in his family and tragic, awful situations. And he's been working. That's why you don't see him in the chat. He's been working 15-hour days to pay for the 2 funerals. His mom's in the hospital. It's up to him to take care of all of this. And that's what he's doing. So he's working 15-hour days. So I pled to him. I said, please put together a GoFundMe. I mean, he wasn't going to do it. He's just one of those guys who puts his head down and just works. He wasn't going to do it. So I said, please, we want to help you. And this is the best way to help you. If people can see what you're going through, it's much easier than rather just sharing a Cash App or something like that. So Tori Coker put together his GoFundMe literally 30 minutes ago. So it's up now. If anybody wants to help out our friend Tori, that would mean a ton to me. I will be helping him out too. I was just like Pete, frantically capping everything so that we could be prepared here for today. So Tori, I know that words don't mean much really when what you're going through, but we certainly send all of our love and strength your way, and you're handling this. You're leading by example and carrying your family through this. So we're thinking of you, and thank you for putting something together so that we can help out, because that's what our community does. We help out our guys. So the GoFundMe is going to be on the top here of our show today. We're going to talk about it often. And if anything helps, I mean, if it's just $5 or $10, I mean, anything helps. So whatever you can do to help our friend Tori would be, extremely important, and would mean a lot to all of us. Billy Friedrich Pig Milk play of the day is in. It is Baltimore money line and the Royals money line. Let's get this all locked in. I'm going to put this right under Munguntsetseg and Cargahol. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Peter Loshak's foray into a boxing. Let's get the Pig Milk play of the day. Now, Billy Friedrich traveling all week, but he's going to try to drop 1 play per day. I love it, Billy. Gordon Ninkowski in the house. He is backing the Guardians here. And Katie Volinets on the money line. Ron Crawford spreadsheet.
Oh, I'm on that one too.
Which one? Katie?
Volinets. I was
Katie
a little bit nervous because it went down, but now it's come back up over the original line. So I'm on that one as well.
And the spreadsheet dog play today now 30-19 over 49 bets from our guy Ron Crawford. That's up 19.64 units. I mean, absolutely spectacular work. So spreadsheet play of the day. We'll put that right under sweet pig milk. And if none of you have ever tasted pig milk, you're missing out. Peter, you love pig milk, right?
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Cody Fajardo is off the 6-game IL, says Gordon Ninkowski, and as well, Slatsy coming in saying that too. Off the injury list, back at practice today, he grabbed the Owls -3.5 with the hope that he plays Friday. I mean, Davis, that's just shocking to me. I don't know how that. I mean, how do you take someone off a 6-game IL before 6 games? I've got to study how that has come to fruition. But wow. Let's just see what's happened here with that news. Still 3.5. Oh, sorry. No, it's moved to 4 in Hamilton. Wow, that's absolutely fascinating. By the way, you guys, I went 5-2 in CFL. I cannot believe the Bombers didn't cash. I mean, just 400 yards to 205 yards. They turned the ball over 4 times. The Argos don't turn over at all. They have a 3rd and 1 at the 21-yard line with 54 seconds left. They go for it instead of kicking the field goal and trusting your defense against this porous Argos offense. In saying all of that, the last time there was a bet that I liked this much was when we got the Alouettes at -125 money line. It moved up to -200. The Stampeders on Sunday is the best bet of the season? The Stampeders losing 33-6 in Ottawa. Look, we were on the Red Blacks. We were on the under. We cashed both of those. This is a gift of all gifts. They should be much bigger fit. Now, I got in at -125 on the money line. The money line went up to -160. There was buyback at -150. I've tripled up on this game, and I bet 1.5 units on the full game money line. I put a unit on the first half money line. First half -1, first half -1.5, -115. And I also put a unit on the Argos team total under 24.5 at -133. And I wasn't able to send it in because it's not available yet at 365. I had to actually put that in at Pinnacle. This is the best. This is the perfect storm for gambling. The Stampeders lose 33-6. They only had 5 days rest. I mean, they were in a horrific situation. Now they play against the Argonauts, who that score flatters them beyond comprehension. They were horrifically outplayed. And now they face an angry Stampeders team. I mean, honestly, this is the best bet of the season so far. I think that Alouette spot was the best bet of the season, So maybe this is the second best bet in the entire season. And it's the only move I've made in CFL this week, and I've tripled up and bet more than a unit on the money line. So that's Argos Stampeders on Sunday, August 4th. I mean, it's now this did get to -3, and there was a half point of buyback. I can't comprehend how that would be, how there would be buyback on this side. Now I did take the -125 and not the -1.5, but I just can't comprehend this line. I can't. It's just. To me, I think it's the absolute perfect storm. So there's another thing here. Kong's Clip Smash Play of the Week play today. Umar Nurmagomedov and Shara Magomedov -113. Kong's Clips. You know what his Smash Play of the Week in UFC was last week, Peter? It was Bilal Muhammad at +220.
Oh, shit.
That was his Smash Play. He's 5-0 on these. I mean, this is his wheelhouse. UFC is his wheelhouse. So Kong's Clips delivering and delivering and delivering.
Jesus, Kong's Clips. I mean, I'm just so busy. I got to pay more attention to this stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, absolute monster. Absolute monster. Gordon and Coffsey took BC moneyline and Hamilton +4.5. Riders and Stampeders moneyline for Gordon Ninkowski. Now, we just lost. Somebody gifted a membership. There it is. Redbeard CLC. Redbeard, thank you so much. I thought I'd missed it. Gifting a Pub Sports Radio membership. Our guy Tenacious D's picking it up. Thank you so much, Redbeard. Absolute. Just means so much to us. So I didn't want to let that pass without giving a thank you to, and thank you for your support. The Clark Edge in the house. TJ. God, TJ is, I mean, I've never had a guest delivering like this, a weekly guest, Pete. He was at 63.8% on the season in MLB before he went 4-1 on Friday. This guy is, I couldn't believe we could get anyone over 60%. Now he's over 65%. On the MLB season, and that's with 50, 60 bets. That's not a small sample size. So TJ just continuing to deliver. I got to copy and paste a bunch of these here. Anything you want to add in before we give a couple more what ups?
No, not really. I'm just looking around. I'm copying and pasting everything. I'm writing down the stamps. I don't know if I want to tie up money for like 5 days, Jimmy the Bag, but I'm definitely going to bet that one. Probably going to get bet up. I'm going to tail Kong's Clips, and I see that Kong's Clips has had his treatment, so hopefully that'll be a successful Kong's Clips.
I can't wait to get to that point.
Commenter. Gosh.
I'm not,
all right. I'm just doing everything here.
Corbin, I think Patrick Corbin's pitching better than I've seen him pitch in 2 years. Not saying that, but Joey Marinaccio on Corbin under 17 at-bats. Remember, there's no Christian Walker in that lineup. So this is not the years, you take the best bat, an MVP type bat out of the lineup. It's going to affect them. It's going to affect them. Jay Peasy in the house. Great to see you, Jay Peasy, fresh off celebrating his birthday. Love to see it. Serious Business, Boss 702. Morgan Spooner with his best bets here. Copy and paste that. Here we go. Clark Edge, thank you. My pleasure, man. We watch all these games. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. In that one, it did. Viper NB and Joseph Thompson with his play of the day. It's Twins Mets over 8.5. Remember, you type in POD, and our guy Sean tracks it on our website, pubsportsradio.com. You can see it all there. Just click on account, and then you see everything, the consensus plays, who's winning and who is not. I love it all. Sky Dragon cashing on Canada Women's Rugby 7 at plus 1,400 on the money line, Pete. Wild. Absolutely wild. And there's Kong's Clips health update. Finished his treatment this weekend. Thanks to everyone for the well wishes. Now wait 10 weeks to see if the treatment worked. We will be praying for you, Kong's Clips, and thinking of you, my man. Important. Very, very important. Please keep us updated. NJ Striker, DC Capper, Morgan Spooner. We got a great group. And first half, Japan +9 here. And that game is, we are off in that one. Let's just go to live action here. So the total's gone up a little bit. We have a higher scoring start. It is 9-7. Total's at 170.5 right now. Juice to the over. So we are have climbed a little bit. Need things to slow down. Truth Teller in the house. Red Girl ready to get to work. The Sweaty Butcher ready to eat. And I love it. Razor Sharp picks in the house, running real nice. I love to see that. Sweaty Butcher on France, first quarter -4.5. Germany, first quarter -3.5. That total now up to 173.5. It is climbing very quickly. Very, very quickly. Let's get all this here. Mr. Heat ready to get to work. We got Skunt Blaster, Joey Harb. And there's our guy, Torrey Coker, in the house. Stacks play today from Justin McKelvey. Diamondbacks over 5.5. Team total over 5.5 at +108. A lot of belief that Corbin is going to be touched here without Christian Walker in the lineup. Very quickly, Pete, I know that you've made a lot of money fading Patrick Corbin. Are you doing the same here today?
Yeah, I'm again, it's not a lot by any means, but yeah, I'm gonna have some money on him to have a less than good a start less than the average that he's been doing recently, which is pretty impressive. He's been getting strikeouts as well. So, but yeah, I think it's a vulnerable spot for him for sure.
We got Earl Sports Bets. He's going to be on the Lions -3.5. I want the under in that football game. It's climbed a half point in Lions Bombers. The Bombers just can't score. So I'm going to be, watching that very, very closely. He is on the Alouettes -3.5, Edmonton +6.5, and the over 50.5, and he's on Calgary -118. I mean, what a gift. Calgary, great job getting -118. I only got -125. And he says it's Trey Ford season. Wine Time Sports, his full action is here. Let's get this right here. Tigers money line, Cleveland, Detroit under 8.5, Yankees, Phillies over 9, and Angels money line. And Slatsy just took the -110 at 365. So that's for the first.
Sorry, Jim. I was going to say I'm looking at the comments. I'm looking at like 5 different things at once. I see Joey Marinaccio says his play of the day is Corbin under 17.5 outs, and that is my favorite Corbin fade bet of the game as well.
Wow, and this is a very, very high scoring first quarter, Pete, up to 176.5.
You know what happens?
We need things to slow down. Down. I'm not watching it, so I'm unable to make a move. Let's just take. I would like to. You know what? I'd like to get a better eye on what's going on statistically here in this one. But very, very high scoring. Okay, well that is our what ups to all of you guys. Great to see you. Thank you for rocking with us. It is absolutely amazing. And by the way, I was a little bit wrong there. It was not his Kong smash play. That was Aspinall KO, but that also cashed as well. Mr. Heat cashed on White Sox first 5+1/2 yesterday, going back to the well here today. Let's roll. Let's roll, Pete. So now we move on to our second spot in Olympics basketball. Pete, this one, the market has gone in your direction. We have Brazil versus Germany, the 2023 FIBA champs. Germany looked excellent, beating up on Japan. Franz Wagner, 9 of 17 for 22 points. Put up, 97 with ease. And we talked about Brazil. Brazil looked good against France here in that opener, losing 78-66. So take it away here, Pistol Pete, Loshak, your plan on the total in Brazil, Germany.
Yeah, it's just Brazil is pretty aggressive, but Germany is great. They almost scored 100 in the last one, and I just thought that the line was a little bit too low. Could be wrong though. Who knows? Maybe Brazil. I don't think Brazil's going to come in and try to do something unexpected. Germany will probably be okay with it and look to get another high-scoring win.
And you moved on the over. What number did you get the over at?
I think I got 165 and a half or 164 and a half. I don't exactly remember. A couple points lower for sure.
And that totals now at 182 and a half live. Are you thinking of moving on it live, or are you going to let that one go?
Which one? The other basketball game?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Just letting it lie.
The line right now, Germany minus 12 and a half is juiced at 365 minus 120, and this totals at 166 and a half. 166 and a half. Over to the Japan-France game, if we thinking that things could stay there. Japan 7 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 to get started, while France 8 of 12 from the field and 3 of 5 from 3. Wembanyama has hit both of his trays for 8 points there. So
actually, you know what? Maybe that under is a good bet then. You might have something there, Jim.
They're shooting the ball extremely well right now. So France up 20-18 with 4 minutes left. Okay, let's roll. Lucky Lefty in the house. We got B Fox looking at the Cubs, Reds, Nerfy, Justin McKelvey on Germany minus 13.5. We got Corey Mack rolling with us.
Hey, Jim, can you hold on one second? I got to run. I'll be right back in 2 seconds, all right?
Absolutely. No problem. I'm wondering if I should move live on. I hate when I'm not watching a spot here. It just keeps climbing. 185 and a half now. Hard to believe that Japan can keep this up. 185 and a half right now. We will be keeping a very close eye on that. Wine Time said, and Sky Dragon did just move on the under 185 and a half at minus 120. That makes a ton of sense to me. Bouncing all over for France, putting up 27 points here. I mean, you could imagine if they can destroy Japan, then this will slow down. We'll keep an eye on it. 20 points better than pre-flop. Markel saying just let it go. Time to talk MLB and bring in our star of baseball programming here on Pub Sports Radio, coming to us from San Antonio, Texas. Here, home of the Southtown 101 and the best bar in Texas. Please welcome Mr. Jose Bouquet to the telecast. Jose, how are you?
Jimmy, I'm a little dysfunctional.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're all right. Didn't bet any baseball yesterday. Had a birthday event I was at, so didn't get to cap the card. So a little day off was nice, but excited to get back after it. Some good baseball games we're going to be talking about today.
We have Troy Torrance. This is news to me. I talked to Troy a lot, but I didn't know anything about this. As going through a family crisis in addition to his downswing. So when it rains, it pours. So sorry to hear that, Troy. I will reach out and see what's going on, man. Let me just get this up here at the top of my page. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Jose, how was the last few days of MLB action for you?
It was okay. I'm now down on the season about 4 units, so it wasn't like too tragic, but it wasn't a winning week last week. A lot of middling, 1 unit loss or just a half unit loss day. So nothing too aggressive, but I'm excited to see what happens today on MLB trade deadline day.
Yes, yes, and you will be giving us updates as we go through as the big news. A lot of action here on today's Loshak in the bag with trade deadline day. The final day here. Yeah, MLB's been was rough, very very rough for me last week. Very very rough. So I need a strong week here desperately. Now it wasn't that bad, and CFL covered it, but still not what I was hoping for here. So let's get ourselves a big week, because you know who is coming off a big week? Peter Loshak. Peter Loshak, 56.7% on the show. Very very impressive. We got Wine Time Sports moving on this Tigers game. So let's get to work. But before we do, Jose, how many bets have you moved on pre-show?
None. No, I try to make all the bets on show, because I find I find that breaking them down together leads me to the cash more. But I do have let me see here. I have 4 spots that I am interested in. I can tell you that. One is pretty obvious, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited to see what happens today. It's going to be an interesting day, to say the least.
I have doubled up on a spot that I expect to become the cash cow, and that's backing Hunter Brown. So I'm on first 5 -1/2, full game -1. That's my only action thus far. But there are spots that I like, but it is important to tread carefully here. Let's get to work. 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland Guardians 64-42, 31-27 on the road at the Detroit Tigers 52-56, 25-27 at home or Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. 81 Fahrenheit, 10-mile-per-hour winds out to left field pole, and then by couple hours and it's just straight out to left field, and it gets stronger to 12.
I have Tyler Holton starting this game, by the way, now instead of Joey Wentz.
Okay, but it'll go Holton Wentz, so that's lefty still right here, right? Lefty still. What a first quarter by France, 32-25. They put up 76 points in their first game. Live total at 183.5. France live at 17. And
I also have Faedo as the primary, just to let you know.
Yeah, but it's funny because Faedo's only been pitching, an inning or 2 at a time. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a full bullpen day, but yeah, that's what RotoWire has to say.
Important stuff. So it's not so Joey Wentz won't be out there, it looks like, because he just faced these Guardians on July 26th and got touched up by them. So I think that you don't want Wentz out there. The Holton Faedo is a better situation, but I don't trust Faedo at all right now. At all. Gavin Williams, I didn't trust him in that last start, but he ended up with a quality start. Tigers' first 5 would have cashed had we moved on it. Gavin Williams, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 homer, 9 Ks, 2 walks, and 3-0 loss at home to the Tigers. Now he faces them again. I believe this is the 3rd time that he's faced them this year. Guardians are not hitting lefties at all. So if it is Holton not hitting lefties at all, 226, 673 OPS. Oldie in the house, J-Dub, Dabby Cab, Mr. Tomatoes, Action Jackson. Great to see all of you guys.
Hey, Jim.
Lefty thing over 8.5. Yeah, buddy.
Can I say one thing? I did hit the live under. I hit it at 183.5. Can I add that onto my official play here? My official
Absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Absolutely. Then we have...
I'm seeing Caesars 183.5 -110. I'll take that.
Yeah, no, it's available. It's available right now. Let's load into this one though. Guardians bullpen being spectacular all year long. 2.48 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, and the Tigers bullpen 3.61 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. And Tigers have been hitting righties. All of these stats again are from July 1st. Tigers with righties 245, 748 OPS. Let's get into the line history here for this one and see what we are dealing with. We have on the money line at Pinnacle. So I'm over here. We have the Tigers at plus 128. They opened up at plus 140. So now the plus 124. So this is a drop in quickly. 16 cents of movement towards the Detroit Tigers. And on the total, we have an 8 now at Penny. This opened up at 8.5. This would bounce, from 8.5 to 8 a couple times, but it's now stuck to 8. And it's 8 at a pick'em too, so it's a legit move towards the under. When we get to the cash flow for this first one on the board, I'm going to go over here. We have 85% of tickets, 83% of cash on the Guardians, and this line moving towards the Tigers. On the total, 90% of tickets and 86% cash on the over. And again, This line is moving towards the under. So the market playing games with the action here. All the money on the over line moving to the under. All the money on the Guardians line moving to the Tigers. Take it away, Jose Bouquet. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I stayed off this game because, as people are saying in the chat, the Tigers are going to be sellers. Like, this is supposed to be a Flaherty start, but it looks like he might go to the Yankees, which is hilarious. But I kind of leaned under in this game. I'll say that. Bullpen days, again, we kind of talked about. I believe that bullpen days are kind of good. They give the bullpen, even for bad bullpens, it puts the onus on them, et cetera, et cetera. Gavin pitches against this team several times before. It's a little concerning. But you mentioned the market moving down with all the money on the over. Another thing that kind of bolsters the under. I haven't moved on it. I don't think I will move on this game either. And the Guardians, by the way, since the All-Star break, have been horrible against righties. 53 weighted runs created plus and 207 plate appearances against righties since the All-Star break started or began again. So, or whatever you
But
want to
can
call
you
it.
give us like a 14-day thing? Because the Tigers, I have in July hitting really nicely against righties.
Yeah, Tigers are fine. They're 80 weighted runs created plus, and so from the 19th to the 30th. So
Okay.
about, I don't know, like 11 days, whatever that is. I'm not a math guy, as you guys know. So, and that's 207 plate appearances for Cleveland, and Detroit has in this sample size. Can't find them again because I'm blind. 345. So it's a lot of plate appearances in this small time, and they're just not hitting them. And that's why I've been betting the Guardians recently, and I've realized just by betting them, they're just not hitting the ball.
Yeah, I'm interested in backing the Tigers early here. Again, the 1:10 p.m. start is our lone afternoon baseball game. Peter Loshak, take it away.
I'm just posting everything on Twitter right now. The link to this. Yeah, this is a pass for me. It came up late. Slight lean to Williams under 5.5 strikeouts, but it's probably a little bit too juicy right now. Yeah, it's going to be a pass.
So your numbers predict Gavin Williams to have a nice start here, Pete?
Williams? No, I like the under 5.5 strikeouts.
Oh, the under 5. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Keeping too close of an eye on this.
But, day games like this, a little bit weird, so it's going to be a pass.
I'm interested in moving on to Tigers early here. Tigers early. Okay, I need to make a decision about that. Lamont Williams on the Tigers money line. Max betting the Tigers money line here. Let's move on to 6:35 p.m. Eastern. Our first night game is the Toronto Blue Jays, 15-57, 24-29 on the road. Baltimore Orioles, 63-44, 32-25 at home. Camden Yards, Baltimore, Maryland. We were kind of hoping that Bassett would be moved here at the deadline.
I still kind of feel like he might be.
I'm surprised that he's not been moved yet. I thought that was a pretty decent haul they got off for Kikuchi. And we're hoping that Bassett moves next. Vladdy Guerrero ripping the leather off the ball, too. Very important for his extension that he hopes to receive. His big, giant extension that he's been waiting for. We have TJ looking at Cleveland for him, and Jake Burns looking at the Nerfy here. One constipated Mexican says this is a Guardians spot. And there's Mikey Money in the house. Great to see you, Mikey. So Chris Bassett, 8.9, 3.78 ERA, 1.41 whip. Coming off allowing 3 earned runs over 5 innings and a 13-0 loss at home versus the Rays. On the road, he's been better than he's been at the Rogers Center. 3.18 ERA, 247 opponents, batting average. Only allowed 4 jacks, 51 innings. Corbin Burns coming off a nice start at Miami. The bullpen messed it all up. Now, he did kind of start the mess up, but 7 1/3, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. He's been excellent at home. 2.03 ERA, 246 opponents, batting average. Jays are hitting 258, 737 versus righties in July, while the Orioles are 254, 751. And both bullpens have been atrocious. 5.94 ERA, 1.57 whip. And one constipated Mexican, when someone says something like that, I will bet the Tigers now. Who cares what the guy's numbers are or what this guy's numbers show? Did you just throw a dart? Did you flip a coin? One constipated Mexican? Troy Torrance says could be 2 cash cows today, O's and Astros. I'm already on the Astros. Let's get into the weather here to get us started in Baltimore. There's a chance this game gets rained out, although it doesn't say there's a chance here on Swish. Does on RotoWire. 87 Fahrenheit, feels like 92, 9.7 miles per hour to left field. Gets up to 9.9 and then drops to 6.4. Yeah, no, one constipated Mexican. But why are you here if none of these numbers matter? Why don't you put another load in your belly button? Let's get into the cash flow here and the line history. This total sitting at 8.5 minus 107 to the under. So no movement there. And on the money line, we have the Orioles at minus 206, opening up minus 197, 9 cents of movement there. Cash wise, 98% of tickets, 97% cash on the over. And on the money line, 88% of tickets, but just 72% of the cash on the Baltimore Orioles. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Blue Jays Orioles.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised to see how big this line is. I thought Chris Bassett would generate more respect than this. Like I said, I kind of feel like he might get traded still today. And the weather is kind of indicating this game might not go. So I stayed off this game as well. But like I said, I thought this line was a little bit too wide. I thought the Jays are a little better than this, but no action for me thus far. Like I said, this line has gone down a bit on Bet Online, minus 198 opener, now down to minus 193, but it's back up there as well now, minus 198. Moved there about 20 minutes ago. So it's just yo-yo up and down. Probably just not going to move on it. Like I said, I still think Bassett, wouldn't be surprised at all if during the show we saw Bassett gets traded and they have to switch pitchers here.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of hammering things. Here we go, Pistol Pete, Blue Jays, Orioles.
I definitely like the Orioles. And you know what? I am going to, looking at it, I am going to take no run in the first in Cleveland, Detroit. Minus 117 current line Pinnacle. Make that official. Cleveland, Detroit, no run in the first, minus 117 Pinnacle. And I might add on the under 5.5 strikeouts for Williams as well. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, in this one, Baltimore, definitely a bet that I made. And I want to give it official as well. Probably first half too. Bassett, July has just not been good. I know you follow Toronto super closely, Jimmy the Bag. Any reason to think that he's going to improve in this start in the near future? I mean, he's getting his strikeouts, sure.
He's been tricky to break down. You guys don't please, anybody with wrenches, anybody can be negative. Please don't bounce people for being negative. Please.
No, I love being negative.
Yeah, please. So I know that you guys are like, I couldn't care less what this guy is saying.
I like this guy. Who is this guy? Constipated. First of all, that's a dope name.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Name. But so please, anybody
give me a wrench to unwrench people.
There are certain rules we have. Where they can say anything negative they want. Anybody can say anything negative they want. Just no racism, no sexist stuff, no homophobia, no lying, no spam. That's it. So, okay, but stop. No, there's no 24-hour timeouts necessary. Please, if this is nothing, you think this is.
I'll say negative shit until he's back.
Anybody's allowed to say anything they want. So please, can we? Yeah, no, Mikey said he doesn't care about numbers. He doesn't care about stats. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. But please, so anybody with a wrench, remember that, please, as we move forward. You can be as negative as you want on this show. It's part of what we've been accustomed to, and it's just part of the game, No, it's not positive vibes only. You can be negative all you want. All right. So,
I know, Jimmy the Bag. I've heard you say you would never say those words. I don't care about stats. But one of the greatest calls I've ever heard in your entire life was when one of those NHL teams was like raising the Stanley Cup flag, and you were like, "We're betting against them in this game." Of course, they won. Might have been an underdog. I don't remember the game, but you didn't say, "I don't care about stats," but that's how you were acting. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Sure, Pete. Sure. Sure.
What game was that? I remember. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I do not know what you're talking about. Yes, you can use eye tests and all that stuff, but disregarding numbers completely. you don't need to be here, obviously, you know? So it's just, that's all I said. I just didn't want, whatever. We can move. My dude says the channel has to stop blocking people. Look, I don't think I've blocked anybody in fucking 2024. Okay, so all right, but let's get back to work here. That was Orioles, Jays. We move on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. New York Yankees at Philadelphia Phillies, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, passionate butt cheeks. Things constipated had a good point. Yeah, you guys don't need numbers. You don't need numbers. You don't need to be here either. If you don't want to hear, listen to people breaking down games. You can just. Okay. Let's get into the weather here. From a weather perspective, 86 Fahrenheit, feels like 91, 13.4 miles per hour to left field, drops down to 10.5 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here. The Phillies sitting at minus 105. They opened up minus 117. Yankees gone from plus 108 to minus 103. Yankees are playing good ball right now. Judge ripping the leather off the ball. This total sitting at a 9.5. These Yankees games keep going over. Opening up at 9, and it was heavily juiced to the under at the opener, too, minus 117 to the under. Now it's a 9.5. So a big move to the over. And then when we get to the cash flow here for this one, we have 35% of the tickets and 75% of the cash on the Yankees, 97% of tickets, 96% cash on the over. Garrett Cole, of course, Alek Manoah despises Garrett Cole, despises him. And talks about how he's the biggest cheater over the last 10 years, talks about the sticky stuff, talks about it all the time. Now, Alek Manoah can't say much because, he's not a major league pitcher anymore. But it seems like watching Garrett Cole pitch in his last start, unfortunately, I was on him. He had no movement on his pitches. He looked like he was about to get destroyed. And he did. He lost badly at home versus the Red Sox. 5 2/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 homers, 4 Ks, 2 walks. I thought he was going to shove. He didn't. He's not looked good at all. Aaron Nola, 11-4, 3.44 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. In his last start, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 6 Ks, 3 walks in a 5-4 loss to the Twins. At home, 5-3, 3.42 ERA. 70 strikeouts and 68 1/3 with 207 opponents batting average. Yankees versus righties, 263, 839 OPS. Phillies versus righties, just 227, 680 OPS. And the Yankees bullpen getting everything together. 3.44 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. Take it away for us here, Jose Bouquet. Yankees, Phillies.
Yeah, this is one of the sides that I did like here. And the Red Sox and Yankees both have very similar markets here today. Both teams are actually the tops in hitting righties since the All-Star break. The Yankees have seemingly turned it back on. 171 weighted runs created plus against righties. I think Garrett will figure his shit out. That last start was annoying. I agree with you there. But I like the Yankees here. I think I'm going to move on them. Opened up minus 123 for the Phillies. Has dropped down to minus 109 for the Phillies. This is just an interesting spot for me for the Yankees, and I think I'm going to move on them. And this was actually my World Series that I predicted before the season, so I found this to be very interesting. But I do like the Yankees here, and I think they will win.
Yeah, the market's saying that. I got the problem with the vividness or recency and vividness bias. Here we go. Peter Loshak, Yankees, Phillies.
Okay, I was just going to say, first of all, I did find the game. It was in 2021, Tampa Bay at home after winning the Stanley Cup, a minus 280 home favorite against Pittsburgh. You were like, Pittsburgh's a side here. Pittsburgh won 6-2. Blew my mind, Jimmy the Bag. No stats involved at all. Awesome call there. All right,
Thank
Jim.
you, Peter.
Also, I am going to make a couple of official plays on Baltimore that just slipped out. But yeah, the Yankees-Phillies game. This is a tough one. I do want to take Philly here. Don't know if I can pull the trigger. Uncertainty, my confidence numbers on whether Nola and Cole are going to have a good start or a dud are low. So I don't know if I want to make it official. Definitely leaning Philly, though. And definitely leaning on Cole. On Cole to have a less than stellar start, even though he got pounded in his last start.
Yeah, I'm just... Again, I've always been jealous of the Cappers who don't watch the games. So I'm just I can't get Garrett Cole's feeble, no movement pitches out of my head right now. So I'm gonna have to stay off of this one. Robert Frank says Cole struggled against the Mets. Oh yeah, it was the Mets. I said Red Sox. My bad. It says not really putting too much into that game. Think Cole bounces back. Philly bullpen being suspect here.
Well, they've added pieces, so let's not forget about that. They got Estevez from the Angels. He'll help. By the way, interesting note from Troy Torrance here: the Blue Jays haven't been this big of a dog on the road in the past 2 seasons. Wow. I mean, obviously they've obviously been better. But
it feels like Bassett's about to be traded.
That's what I think. Like I said, I think they already have baked in that Bassett's going to get traded and the pitcher is going to switch. However, who knows? But I thought that was a fishy line to begin with as well.
Thank you for that, Wager Detective. What's your handle, man? I meant to follow you, so here I got that there. 0-10 alert for this Philly spot, says Mikey Money. Okay. Sorry, my son's not pleased with whatever the hell's going on out there. Okay, let's roll on. Next up for us, Miami Marlins 39-67, 17-33 on the road at Tampa Bay Rays 54-52, 29-28 at home. We're at the Trop. We have Cabrera going up against Jeffrey Springs. Jeffrey Springs coming back from Tommy John surgery. Had it in April in 2023. In 2022, his last full season, he was excellent. This was a very, very good pitcher. 9-5, 2.46 ERA, 1.07 WHIP, 144 strikeouts over 135 and a third. His last rehab start, he went 5 innings, 82 pitches at Durham. In that start, he allowed 3 runs on 4 hits with 1 walk. Struck out 4 over 5 innings. Marlins versus lefties, 254, 716 OPS. Rays versus righties, 207, 639 OPS. Marlins bullpen has been excellent. 2.40 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. You know, we talked about the Marlins and the Cubs bullpen changing everything up 6-7 weeks ago, and they've been 2 best bullpens in the league. Robert Franklin on Springs over 4.5 Ks. Rays bullpen 3.77 ERA, 1.17 WHIP. Let's get into the line history for this one. This total is at 7.5 and juice to the under. This opened up at 8 and dropped to 7.5 in less than 2 hours. On the money line, we have the Rays at minus 162. They opened up minus 161. They did get up to minus 170 at one point, but we have had a little bit of a buyback. And on the cash flow, 99% of the tickets, 99% cash on the over, and we've dropped to 7.5. On the money line, 90% of tickets, 93% cash on the Rays, and the line's not moving in their direction. This reminds us of Cabrera's last start. Cabrera is still with this ERA over 7. But 49 Ks, 38 in the third. Like we watch what he does, and he is very, very capable of, very, very capable of strikeouts and looking very good. And in that Orioles spot, the line moved heavily towards him, and they took care of business and won 6-3. Now it was 3-0, tied up at 3, and then they won 6-3. Jose, take it away. Cabrera, Springs, Marlins, Rays.
Yeah, a tough game for me. It's just the obvious issue with Cabrera is his walks. He had a decent start last time out against the Orioles, like you mentioned, but he still had 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Before that, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. Now, before that, 7 Ks, no walks. Great. We need more of that. But in that 7 Ks, no walks performance, he still gave up 7 earned runs there. So it's a little scary. The market obviously is saying Marlins here. I'm not moving on this game. It is barely moved, minus 150, and I'm going to refresh this real quick just so I make sure I've got my numbers up to date here. Minus 150 up to minus 160 now on BetOnline. So there's a little movement. But I've been kind of consistent recently about how I feel about these guys coming back from injury. They're just healthy, or well, they're fresher, I should say. Maybe not healthier. Who knows how these guys are feeling, but they're fresher than all these other pitchers, and I think that gives them obviously an advantage. Now, Springs, I obviously like to see a lot of minor league rehab starts, especially from TJ, and he threw 12 appearances, 12 starts, 32 innings. Now, 3 in the complex league that, you can kind of toss away. It's him trying to figure it out again. And then he had 9 appearances in AAA. They weren't stellar 4, like you mentioned, his last one, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on 2 home runs there. None of them are like really good. You know, he even gave up 4 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs on 4 of them earned. Really. But like I said, the most important, or one of the more important things to me, strike out the walks. 36 strikeouts, 5 walks in all those appearances. So I lean Rays. It's just a little bit too juice for me to bet it here. I'd like to see him start out, and maybe he'll fall into the Robbie Ray category of guys that I'm backing here while they're fresh and ready to go. So I'm staying off this game now, but Rays and Jeffrey Springs might be a back pitcher here in the second half.
Yeah, this is a pretty wild move towards the under. TJ says value here is Miami, not worth my money, but certainly the value side. Mally Mal says Miami is ass. I wonder if this is just. I mean, the Rays are hitting 207, 639 OPS versus righties since July 1st. I mean, feels like Cabrera is moving in the right direction. That was a pretty impressive start at home versus the Orioles. And if Springs can look okay, that first 5 under 4. But I don't know why I would need to go first 5 under because both bullpens are pitching very well. Peter Loshak, take it away. Your plan for Marlins Rays.
All right. First of all, I have to give you 3 plays for the Baltimore game because I missed it. Okay, Jim?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll review it later, but I just want to put it out there, all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Baltimore -1, -151 Heritage. Baltimore first 5 money line, -197 Pinnacle. And Burns over 5.5 strikeouts, +118 bet online.
Over 5.5 Ks. What was the over 5.5 Ks juiced?
+118 bet online.
Ooh. Orioles -1. Orioles first 5 full game, and the Orioles first 5 money line, and Burns over 5.5 Ks for Peter in Baltimore, Baltimore, Toronto. We are talking here about Miami, Tampa. Pete, do you have any interest?
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Springs is a guy when he was in the majors and doing awesome. I was sort of auto betting him. Every start, and he was one of those cash cows to like either bet on the first 5, first 3, or the opposing team's first 5 team total under, even at 1.5 at big favorite lines. But yeah, his minor league starts, were not too inspiring. Yeah, I know when they go down to the minors, they're looking to, get their location and their mechanics down, and they're not necessarily looking to get results, but still. A little bit concerning. Jose's right that the strikeout to walk ratio is more promising, but I want to take Miami team total over here. I don't know if I can make it official, but I don't really trust Springs in this spot. Although in the past I was auto betting him to be awesome start in and start out, and I probably will trust him in that way in the future unless he's like permanently injured. And Cabrera, very, very hard to predict what's going to happen when he comes in. He usually either he gives up a lot of runs or gets a lot of walks. So maybe betting both of those is worth a shot. But I guess I'm going to pass, but I'm very tempted to take Miami team total over, or maybe even like a run in the first. Although, of course, as you've talked about, both of these guys can be lights out when they're on their game.
Yeah, I guess you just talked me off of moving on. True Teller saying that 7.5 is a red flag, but 99% of cash and tickets on the over. It feels like these guys could take care of business, but I thought let me just pull up Springs again. So overall, he's had a lot of starts. He had the 1 start at rookie ball, but he's had 9 starts in Durham. 30 innings, 1.23 whip, 4.50 ERA. This guy walked 4 batters, Pete. 4 batters in his 9 starts at AAA.
Yeah, and I mean, it's. I mean, he's obviously, when he's on his game, a major league stud, legit. But you got to be complete. You got to be 100% in order to do that. And maybe he is there for this start, but I'm gonna pass on it, but it's concerning.
I also like the under with you. I like the under here with you, Jimmy. If I was moving on one bet in this game, it'd probably be that.
I'll give the Cartel like in the over 7.5. I'm going to need more time with this one here. Let's roll on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Cubs 51, 57, 24, and 32 on the road at Cincinnati Reds 51 and 55, 26, and 28 at home. Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio. I think Nick Martinez is going to start here for the Reds. This was Frankie Montas' start. I was shocked that Montas got traded. He looks so hittable, and he is being so hittable. I mean, I just watch him getting lit up.
The Reds got fucking nothing for him as well. Your boy Eunice went to the Reds, a part of the deal as well.
Yeah, I saw that. But God, I mean, now Montas is supposed to start today. Do we expect him to start today for the Brewers?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'd be surprised, but I don't know.
This was his spot. This was supposed to be a start. So there's an idea that he may pitch for the Brewers. We will see. Justin Steele, on the other hand, 2-4, 3.0 ADR, 1.06 whip. Justin McKelvey took the Reds team total over 3.5 this morning. Now 4.5. That's got to feel good. The Reds have not been hitting lefties in July. 204, 643 OPS, but Steele has looked vulnerable at times. Those times generally have been at home. On the road, 1-1, 2.39 ERA, 2-1 opponent's batting average. But you crushed the line move, Justin. Should feel very confident for that one. And then we have Nick Martinez, we think, who I never know what the hell he's going to do. He's obviously not pitching well enough to be a starter. At home, he's struggled, 4.70 ERA, 303 opponent's batting average. Now, he's only allowed 3 home runs in 44 innings, but allowing a lot of hits. Cubs are not hitting righties, 234, 686 OPS. And the Cubs bullpen being lights out, 1.40 ERA, 1.01 whip in July. Best bullpen in baseball in July. Reds bullpen 3.0 ADRA, 1.22 whip. Let's get into the weather first, and then we'll get into the line history and hand it over to Jose for this one. We have 92 Fahrenheit, feels like 95, 9.9 miles per hour out to left center. It does die down to 5.7, but it sets up pretty offensive. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have Steele at minus 127. Open up minus 122. 5 cents of movement towards Justin Steele. On the total for this one, we have it sitting at a 9. This opened up last night, 7:43 p.m. at 9. There was a 3-cent move to the under 4 minutes later, and then it stopped moving. So under 9 minus 108. And then when we get to the cash flow for this spot, we have 41% of tickets, 71% of the cash on the Reds, and 89% of tickets, 90% cash on the over. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I think I know I'm staying off this game. Like you said, you expecting it to be Martinez. But I've had no lines all day, unfortunately, and I've refreshed a couple times, and I still don't have a line. So maybe Martinez even gets traded. Who knows? I've got no action on this game, though, because I don't know what either of these teams are going to do here. And I think that the vibes in the locker room and the clubhouse are definitely affected by the trade deadline. You know, like if the Reds keep selling pieces, like Alexis Diaz, for example, a good piece that could get traded. If they trade some of their bullpen, I would lean more towards the Cubs, but no action. Like I said, I have no lines on this game. I'm increasingly looking more at the under in the previous game, but no action.
I think I'm going to get there too on that 7.5. I mean, even like that first 5 under 4. In that previous game, but I'm still going to sit with it a little longer. Peter Loshak, Cubbies Reds.
I do kind of want. I didn't see any lines. I don't think Pinnacle has any lines here. But I was thinking about a Cincinnati team total over. I think that Steele is going to give up a couple runs here, but without any lines, it was hard for me to make any bets or come to any conclusions. By the way, Jimmy the Bag, Mungun Sexag wins, cashed it. So very nice there. Job. Next fight's going up against Hatis Akbas, though. That's tough. I don't know.
That's the household name we all know about.
Yeah. So the Montgun Sect and Karjal gravy train might have just ended today.
Nice job, though. Nice job.
Skydargan, by the way, mentioning that the live total is at 178.5 for France game.
See,
It's heavily juiced to the under too at minus 150. So, but it's a close game, 5-point game. And DG saying Gobert and Wemby, pathetic defense. Troy Torrance says Reds is home. Great to have DG back in business with us. Reds is home dogs 11-3 to the under. DG, I was at Fort Erie yesterday. Went down to Fort Erie racetrack, and it's fun seeing Sophia down there. And there's nobody there. 50 people, maybe. 100,
Yeah, for all you know, Dennis Garcia could have been one of those 50. You'd never know.
I don't think he took the trip, but yeah, no, it's nice to be at the racetrack. Okay, let's move on to 7:10 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, DG, Sophia is beautiful. Good God, she's easy to believe in that jockey. Minnesota Twins at New York Mets. Twinkies 58-47, 29-26 on the road at Mets, 56-50, 29-28 at home City Field in Queens, New York. We have David Festa pitching here, who is obviously tricky pitcher to figure out, unless you just fade him.
It's funny. He's looked like shit every start, and the line has moved towards him in his last two, I believe. And it's been fucked.
I thought I had Festa up here for his, the reason why he keeps getting out there. Now, his last appearance was just an appearance. It wasn't a start. July 24th versus the Phillies, 5-4 win. And he looked very good, finally. 4 1/3, 1 earned run of a solo shot, 7 Ks, 2 walks. His last start was July 3rd, and he got lit up. 9-2 loss at home versus the Tigers. Now, that was his last start, in the majors. This was not a highly thought of prospect coming out of Seton Hall, but he earned his opportunities. Last year in AAA at St. Paul, he came up from Wichita. In St. Paul, he had 3 starts, looked like he was going to be the real deal. This year in St. Paul, 4.03 ERA, a 1.36 whip. He does have 89 strikeouts and 60 1/3. And obviously, that's why he keeps being sent out. But from a team that's a winning baseball team, nice razor sharp pick. The Cash the Finger Lakes pick 5 yesterday. Indy today for him. Indy today for razor sharp picks. Let's get that copy. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I found out that Razor's a coward who doesn't want to bet on the quarter horses like real men do. We do sprints here down in Texas at Retama Park. But it's nice to see you, Razor.
Yeah, I've never heard that angle before, but I don't know. I can't vouch for that there, but I like to hear you passionate about
all of
horses.
my equine athletes, the quarter horses, all of them.
81 Fahrenheit at Citi Field. Feels like 83. 17.2 miles per hour to left field. Dies down to 13.7, but very, very heavy winds. Sean Manaea on the other side, 6-4, 3.74 ERA, coming off that 12-3 win at the Yankees. That's when he went up against Garrett Cole. It was Glaber went yard on the first batter of the game. I thought I was in business. Everything fell apart. At home, he's got a 4.33 ERA, 235 opponents batting average. Hasn't been great. Twins aren't hitting lefties that hard. 248, 683 OPS. Mets versus righties, 255, 774. And both bullpens have been atrocious. Atrocious. So let's take a look at the line history here for this one. On the total, we have an 8.5 juice to the under. This got up to 9 at midnight. Got up to 9. Didn't last there. Oh, I guess it did last there for what am I talking about? It stayed at 9 until 10 this morning. I'm surprised that it came back. And not only did it come back, it went down to 8 at 11:17 a.m. I mean, that's just a real surprise to me that that's happened with this total. It doesn't make sense to me. Makes me not want to move on the game. The Mets are at minus 121, opening up minus 137. So a big move here towards the David Festa-led Minnesota Twins. And when we get to the cash on this one, we have 98% of the tickets, 97% cash on the over. On the money line, 19% of tickets, 49% cash on these Minnesota Twins. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There's a little bit of an issue in my head because I want to bet the Yankees. I want to bet the Red Sox today. And I want to bet the Twins today. And part of my reason for betting the Twins today is them getting their ass kicked yesterday and giving up all those runs and wanting to bounce back, et cetera, et cetera. But when I say that, I also have to remind myself that the Red Sox and Yankees both scored 14 runs yesterday and beat the shit out of their teams too. So it's a line we balance. It's tough. But I think, it was a wager detective there. He mentioned in the reverse line movement, 81% of the bets, only 51% of the money on the Mets, though. That is the little reverse line movement kicker, though. It's down to minus 121. Sure, I do like the Twins here. I'm back and forth on it. It's just obviously Festa is concerning to say the least, and the Mets have had a very hot offense in the last 3 or 4 months. So I lean Twins. I don't know if I'll get there yet, but I have it written down for sure.
Yeah, I wish there was something more that correlated with the Twins. Obviously, the market is telling us that the Twins are very live here and the sharp side, and then I guess we say Festa's last performance. Now that was also at home. He's gained confidence from that. Jose, has he had any starts in the minor leagues this month?
Festa?
Yeah.
His last one was on the 12th of July.
How'd you do?
So he had one in between. His one in July, he only went 2/3 of an inning.
Oh, okay.
3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks. Obviously doesn't say why he only went 2/3 of an inning, but yeah, that's what happened.
And Wager Detective saying Twins bats nasty. The lineup is good, but against lefties in July, no power. 683 OPS despite a 248 average. If you compare that to what the Mets are doing versus righties, 100 points better OPS, and they're only hitting 255 against righties. Take it away, Pistol Pete. Your plan for Twins Mets?
I was leaning Minnesota. I also don't quite understand why Festa's hits total is so low. That surprised me a little bit. I did bet Manaea under 17.5 outs, although I admit I have a bit of a trouble with Manaea. I sort of expect him to struggle more than he actually does, although he does struggle sometimes. But yeah, definitely leaning Minnesota. Manaea
So what is
struggle
Festa's hits at? What is Festa's hits at? Festa
4.5. 4.5.
And what's Manaea's at?
Hits for Manaea?
Yeah.
5.5. Yeah. I mean, the 4.5 juice to the over a little bit, but not crazy. 5.5 juice to the under a bit, but not crazy. But yeah, it's a low hits total for Festa. It didn't square up with my numbers. But yeah, we can add on Manaea. For some reason, Caesars pulled it down, but Heritage has 17.5 minus 125. We'll start with that. Manaea under 17.5 outs minus 125 Heritage. Start there.
That was
Maybe
minus
I'll add
125.
something else as well. We'll see.
The both bullpens have been really bad, but I still think that the Twins bullpen should be able to put it together. Razor saying Mets are 12-3 in the last 15 games against the Twinkies. Ranger Detective loving that 4.5. Razor saying total's gone over 27 of Minnesota's last 38 games played in July. Huh. All right. Let's roll on. I'm very interested in the Twins. Wager Tech said Mets coming out sweeping the Yankees and smacking the Twins last night. Let's move on to next ball on the board. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Seattle Mariners 56-52, 25-29 on the road. The Boston Red Sox 56-49, 26-27 at home. Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Let's get into the weather here for this one at Fenway. 86 Fahrenheit, feels like 89, 13.4 miles per hour towards the Green Monster. Stays between 13.4 and 12.3, so it's blowing out towards the Monster. We have Luis Castillo and James Paxton, his first start back as a Red Sox. Interesting. He wasn't that bad for the Dodgers. 8-2, 4.43 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. His last start was a win at home over the Red Sox. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 7 Ks, 4 walks. The Mariners are actually hitting lefties right now, 237, 741 OPS, but nobody's hitting like the Red Sox are hitting righties. 314, 931 OPS in July. Can they get to Castillo coming off a nice home start? 2-1 loss at home versus the Angels. He went 6 innings, didn't allow a run, 7 Ks, 2 walks. It's on the road that he's had some struggles. 3-6, 4.11 ERA, 241 opponent's batting average. Razor says that the total's gone over in 26 of Seattle's last 32 games against Boston. Total's gone over in 14 of Seattle's last 15 games and playing on the road against Boston. Let's get into the line history here for this one and then hand it over to Jose. The big difference here, though, statistically, of course, is what the Red Sox are doing to righties, but also the bullpen. Mariners bullpen in July, 3.33 ERA, 1.14 whip. Red Sox, 6.66, 1.70 whip. Just horrific. The Red Sox are sitting at plus 102. They opened up at plus 114, 12 cents of movement towards Boston. And then on the total, we have this sitting at a 10.5 at Pinnacle. There are 10s out there. This opened up at 9.5, and it dropped to 9. This was a 9 last night, and then back to 9.5, then up to 10, then back to 9.5. Now a heavy move to the over, sitting at 10.5. Other books are holding it at 10. Wow, big move towards the over. And then for the cash in this one, we have 51% of tickets, 72% of cash on the Red Sox, and 98% of tickets, 98% cash on the over. Jose Bouquet, your Red Sox in action. Take it away.
Yeah, difficult game. It is a little funny that our friend Quinn Priester is now a Boston Red Sox as well, Jimmy. That after all of our conversations about him over the last few years, it made me chuckle. But yeah, I like the Red Sox here, and I'm going to move on them. I don't know what to expect from Paxton. I'm very interested to see how he does. Mainly at this like back half of the season. Obviously, one of those guys for the last few years has been I'd say healthy, but he's just kind of been recovering from not being healthy for 2 straight years. Last year he threw 96 pitches or innings, and now he's at 89 and a third right now. So I am a little worried about that aspect. But I've learned this year just to have faith in kind of the Red Sox pitching brass. Andrew Bailey is very good at his job. So I'm interested to see what happens here. But the total skyrocketing in this game makes me feel like one, if not both of these guys are going to get crushed here today. Luis Castillo, I don't have faith in at all to perform in Boston. He's had 3 starts actually against the Red Sox in his career. One against the Reds in 22 that I'll toss out. Last year against the Red Sox at the Red Sox, 5 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. This year at home against the Red Sox, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs as well. So I think the Red Sox offense just sees him well. I've been kind of one of the more negative people on Luis Castillo throughout the year. So I do like the Red Sox here today. I'm going to take them money line plus 102. And honestly, I think I'm going to move on a first 5 team total over of 2.5 here in this game as well for Boston. So a little double up here as well. But I like both of those. And I think the Red Sox, who started off slow, you lose the series to the Yankees. It pissed off a lot of people. But I think they're going to be bolstered today. I think Craig Breslow is going to learn from the mistakes of Chaim Bloom, go out and get some help for the Red Sox, and I think that will help boost the morale and help push them forward. And Jimmy, you mentioned how bad their bullpen is. There is not a worse bullpen in the second half of the season, and I should say, I guess, since the All-Star break, than the Boston Red Sox here. Again, small sample size, sure, but an 8 ERA and 37 innings pitched has not been good. A little scary, sure, but I have faith in that bullpen that it's not an 8 ERA bullpen. It's just some rocky times here with some backup, some like back-to-back appearances that all got them exhausted. And I think they could go out there and pitch well. No one pitched besides Trey Wingington and Bailey Horn yesterday. Sunday was basically clean as well, so you'll have a pretty rested bullpen here. So Red Sox full game and first 5 team total over. First 5 team total over 2.5 is even money. and money line is plus 102.
Wow, all over this one. So Red Sox plus 102 full game. First 5 team total over 2.5 was what? Juice?
Even money. And yes, again, it is concerning. I don't love backing a team that just whooped the other team's ass last night. 50 or 14-7 final score yesterday. A little worrisome, but we'll see what happens.
Lim Belvedere thinking that Paxton's going to shove as well. And we have Mikey Money's you're wearing your sister, or your grandma's wearing your sister's pants again, play of the day, which we will talk about here in a second. But let's hear. Sorry. What you have Red Sox full game plus 102, first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 100. What's the final spot?
That was it.
That was it. Those 2 spots here. Jermaine Connolly in the house. Great to see you, Jermaine. Take it away for us, Peter Loshak, Seattle, Boston.
All right. First of all, there's some stuff I need to add for the Mets game. Okay, I'll just tell you what it is, and then at the end of the show, we can review it. But I will take Festa over 4.5 hits at minus 121 Heritage. Then I'm also going to take Minnesota first 5 team total over 1.5 minus 156 at Heritage. If Mania gives up 1 run in 5 innings, I'll eat the loss. And then also Minnesota full game team total over 3.5 minus 133 at Caesars, and I'll see if there's a better line somewhere else. But that's 4 plays on that one. And this Boston game, yeah, I like the over. Loved the over as soon as it came out. Don't really like Paxton or Castillo here. So liking overs in all kinds of ways. Running the first 5 over, full game over, team total over is everything. Got to decide how many I want to give officially. But yeah, don't really trust either pitcher here. Don't love taking overs after a 20-run game from yesterday, but I think it's going to be all right. This is not a good spot for Castillo, I don't think. Paxton should be vulnerable also, so we'll see.
Our guy Robert Cherry in the house. The hold my nuts play today is Judge home run. Judge home run for UPK Ayash Yala. Shout out to our guy Robert Cherry. Peter,
I really hope that Aaron Judge gets all these fucking home runs out now. Get them all out now, because we know in the playoffs he comes up small.
Yeah, he has been just destroying the ball, destroying the ball. And your grandma's wearing your sister's panties play of the day is in. It is in. It is Baltimore on the run line and the under 8.5 on the under 8.5 here for our guy Mikey Money. There you go. She does not look pleased, but she's interested.
Immediately. I am too, if we're being honest.
Be crazy not to. Be crazy not to. Truth Teller just bet Japan plus 5.5 alive. And Pete will let us know the overs.
All right, to start, I'll just and I'll do a little bit of a safe thing, no big deal. First 5 over 5 minus 141 current line Pinnacle.
All right, to start, you're locked in. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. 7:45 p.m. Eastern. We have the Texas Rangers at the St. Louis Cardinals. We've heard from Von Polo. He says Texas Rangers first 5 is his only play here. BJ asking if the Yankees are now favorites. Give me a second here. And,
that would be nice.
I mean, it depends what book I look at. They're pick them at some. Let's just see if we just go across the board. So pick them at 365. Yankees are now at Pinnacle. They're still minus 103, but becoming favorites. Will soon to be favorites. Robert Franklin on the over 10 and Redbeard CLC respecting grandmas all over the world, and you'd be crazy not to. Redbeard, you'd be crazy not to.
We're very grandma positive on this show.
Very grandma friendly.
Yeah. Pete, you have any thoughts?
I like grandmas, sure.
What about this one?
Let me see. I'm not looking at your objectification shit here. I'm looking at lines and I'm trying to figure out how many bets I want to give.
Who's objectifying? These women are obviously real and were paid to pose like this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I'm just looking around. It's just like, it's so hard to take overs after the huge move like that and after 20 runs scored yesterday, but the statistics just love it. So maybe I'll just stick with one play. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to decide here, Jose Bouquet.
You
I'm
still have
going
time.
over. I'm going over double D's for that picture. That's what I'm going over.
Old trip D's.
You still have time. Let's roll on. 7:45 p.m. Eastern. We've heard Von Polo backing these Texas Rangers. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Oh yeah, Boardwalk Bay. Okay, cool. I'll make sure I got that locked in. Wager Detective, thank you for sharing that, my man. Let's lock that in. Okay. Scherzer versus Lance Lynn here. Let's start with the Cardinals weather in St. Louis. Thunderstorm to start the game, maybe pushed back a little bit. The wind's nuts too. It's 20.7 miles per hour to start. So we're imagining that this game will be pushed a little bit. Let me just do a quick refresh. Yeah, now that's changed drastically. So it is very hot in St. Louis, though. Feels like 103 at first pitch. Now we got 9 miles out to center, 7.3 out to left field, 6.5 by the end of the game. It looks as if the storm will pass earlier. Morgan says Cardinals had a chance to make a push when Yelich went down, and they've done jack, but trade players and stash cash for next year. Rangers money line. Scherzer going up against Lance Lynn. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have Scherzer and the Rangers at -113, opening up -119. We have a 5-cent move towards the Cardinals. On the total for this one, we have this sitting at 8.5, even money to the under. This did get up to 9 for a cup of coffee, but it wasn't. I guess it was somewhat real. -117 to the under. That was right around when the show opened. This also went down to 8 early. It went down to 8 last night. So we've had movement all over the place. We have 13 cents of movement towards the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow then for this one. We have 96% of tickets, 97% cash on the over. We have 69% of tickets, 73% cash on the Texas Rangers. 69 and 73 on the Rangers with this line at -113. So this line moving towards the Cardinals very slightly. That's interesting. Scherzer 2-3, 3.57 ERA, coming off a nice start at home versus the White Sox, but that's as easy as starts get. And Collins Clip says this game is not going to go if the weather stays like this here. Then we have Lance Lynn, 5-4, 4.17 ERA, 1.39 WHIP in his last start. 5 innings, did not allow a run in a 2-1 win at the Pirates. That was when he went up against Skeens. At home, he's been good all year. 4-0, 3.59 ERA, 217 opponents batting average, only allowing 5 home runs over 52 2/3. The Rangers aren't hitting 240, 702 OPS versus righties, while the Cards are 271, 761. Rangers bullpen has been very good, while the Cards bullpen has begun to struggle. Jose Bouquet, Rangers, Cardinals.
Yeah, again, I've been talking about this frequently. It's not been very profitable, honestly, but I want to fade these old fucking pitchers. I really do. So Scherzer, a guy that I will continue to fade. By the way, Razor dropping, letting us know that the Cleveland-Detroit total just dropped to 8. Thank you, Razor. But
I did move on the Tigers first 5, by the way.
Okay, beautiful. But I will say just -120 down to -113, -114 for the Rangers here. I think it's obviously going to be a bigger test for Scherzer. 69% of the bet, 73% of the money on them here. It just seems like a Cardinal spot. And Lance Lynn, I think Lance Lynn is definitely one of those guys that pitches to his competition. And by his competition, I mean the other guy on the mound. Like he'll watch the other guy on his mound, watch him, and then go out there and match him. I think that happened with Paul Skeens last time out, trying to match the young buck. Now he's going to try to match the old man here. And I think the Cardinals go ahead and win this ball game. So Cardinals money line, full game, going to be on my card.
I'm interested. Peter, what do you think of this spot?
Sorry, I'm looking at other basketball stuff. And also, Jim, I will add Seattle-Boston, running the first, yes, -113 Pinnacle. Seattle-Boston, running the first, yes, -113 Pinnacle. This is a tough one. I liked Lynn over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. Not that I think Lynn is good, but just statistically, 4.5 strikeouts over at plus money had some value. So I might make that one official. Scherzer, yeah, I definitely was leaning St. Louis as a home dog, but I didn't bet it. Slight lean to the under as well. But that's my take on this one. Also, slightly into shirts are under 1.5 walks. He might get hit, but his control will probably be all right. This is a tricky one.
Jose, you used to have fear of home dogs at this number. Has that gone away?
A little bit. I definitely still have the note in front of me not to bet them. It's definitely worrisome. It's in the range. So, yeah, there is definitely a fear about it. But I was told that I shouldn't just make black and white statements. I should bet some things that I don't want to bet every once in a while. And this is one of those spots. The line's moving towards Lance Lynn and the Cardinals with more money and bets on the Rangers. So.
All right, let's roll on here. Braves, Brewers, 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Let's roll here. And Philly Eagle Flyers is currently working on a building next to the Yards Brewery on Spring Garden for our guy Philly Eagle Flyer. Respect. Let's roll here. Braves, Brewers. Brewers 31-19 at home. American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin's hot. 91 Fahrenheit feels like at first pitch. The roof will be closed with no AC. Much love, Razor. Thank you for rocking with us, my man. Bryce Elder going up against. So, are we certain it's not Frankie Montas?
No, I didn't have a pitcher. I didn't have any lines, so I didn't know what to expect.
All right.
By the way, Jim, sorry,
yeah.
I will add on Lynn over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. I'll shop around. Plus 106 at Pinnacle. I'll shop around for better, but I will add that one on officially.
Loshak going to be on Lynn over 4.5 Ks. Right now it's a plus 106. You're going to try and find a better here. Let's roll on. So we're not sure if it's going to be Frankie Montas, which does make things difficult.
RotoWire has Joe Ross, but I don't really trust RotoWire in these occasions.
Well, then they've switched it off of Montas, so they could be right here. You know, it's funny when you look at this pitching staff that the Brewers have. How are they 16 games over 500? So it could be Joe Ross here going up against Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder, 6.35 ERA, 1.64 WHIP, coming off allowing 6 earned runs and 9.5 loss at home versus the Cardinals. He's been lit up on the road this year, 6.41 ERA, a 275 opponent's batting average. You know, it's hard to believe Bryce Elder is only 25 years old. You know, he came up as a 23-year-old in 2022. This year in Gwinnett, he's 6-3 with a 4.14 ERA, 1.24 WHIP. You know, he's been pretty good. Last year, he spent almost the entirety of it in the show. He was 12-4 with a 3.81 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP. So why is he being so bad this year? I don't know. I don't know why he's being so bad this year. The Braves are not hitting 225, 685 OPS, but either of the Brewers versus righties, 232, 690, and the Braves bullpen being very, very good. Mikey Money says Brewers are fade material. They have been regression candidates in the making with all those grand slams. But Mom Post says Milwaukee first 5 is good money today. See, I think Bryce Elder is going to start pitching better, but I mean, he's not showing us any proof in the majors that he's going to. He did have 9 strikeouts in 5 innings in that loss at home versus the Cardinals. Take it away for us here, Jose Bouquet, Braves Brewers.
No action. Like you said, I just didn't know who to expect here. I lean under, though, because with every Braves game, you should probably lean under because of the best under team in baseball. So lean under, but nothing here for me. So, yeah,
it's tricky, this one. Jermaine saying Braves bullpen played me yesterday, scaring me off with Elder 2. Take it away, Peter, your plan for Braves Brewers.
Pass. Didn't look at it, but I did find plus 112 for the Lynn over 4.5 strikeouts at Caesar. So that's my line there. But yeah, pass for me.
Plus 112 here. All right. We move on. Next up for us, Kansas City Royals, 58-49, 22-27 on the road. The Chicago White Sox, 27-82. What a horrific baseball team. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. Weather-wise here, 85 Fahrenheit, 5.8 miles per hour in, dies down to 4.9 miles per hour. We get into the line history here. We have the Royals and Waka at minus 191. They opened up minus 179, so 12 cents of movement there. 12 cents of movement there. Sorry, I don't know if I did the total. Let me go back to it here quickly. The total for this one is a 9, a minus 112 to the under. Opened up at 8.5, now a 9. And then cash flow wise, we have 88% of tickets, 92% of cash on the Kansas City Royals, 88.92. And on the total, 99% of tickets, 98% of cash on the over. It has gone up a half run. Waka coming off allowing 300 runs over 4 2/3 at home versus Arizona. He's been worse on the road than he's been at home. 4.09 ERA, 234 points batting average. On the year, he's been great. 7-6, 3.65 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. Justin McKelvey says White Sox first 5 plus 120. Mr. Heat going back to the well with the White Sox early with Johnny Cannon. The thing, so I was so wrong about the torpedo on Friday, and it cost me a winning day. And this is, these young stars when they face the opponent multiple times. I mean, especially Torpedo with that changeup, they get rocked. This is Johnny Cannon's third start. He's only thrown 63 innings this year, but it's his third time facing the Royals. He just faced the Royals on June 20th, and he allowed 4 runs over 6 innings. He's been very good at home this year. 3.24 ERA, 242 points batting average. He looked great against the Rangers in his last start. 2 runs over 6 innings. The Royals are 284, 773 OPS versus righties in July, while the White Sox just 209, 589 OPS. And the Royals bullpen 4.43 ERA, 1.48 WHIP. Take it away for us here, Jose Bouquet, Royals, White Sox.
Yeah, I probably will stay off this game. Honestly, I lean White Sox. I don't know what it is about Jonathan Cannon, but I always end up betting him in the White Sox and his starts. Mixed results, as you can tell by a 1-5 record. But I just wasn't confident enough to move on them here today. I did lean their direction, admittedly. Cannon, again, he's had a mixed bag of starts. 6 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs. Last time out, solid. He got the loss there as well, but still a solid start. 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. A little worse. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. I don't think he's bad, though, really. I think he's one of the better pitchers on the White Sox. And it took Bobby Witt having his best game of his career to beat the White Sox last night. So I lean White Sox, honestly, but it's tough to bet them, and I get if you don't want to, especially after a bullpen collapse like that last night. So nothing for me.
Jose is staying off this spot. Peter Loshak, Royals, White Sox.
Going to be a pass for me. Walker's interesting. He normally is a guy who is a fly ball pitcher, but his last 2 starts been getting a lot of grounders. Obviously, White Sox can't buy a win. Cannon is okay, but going to be a pass.
I also, by the way, Jimmy, I'm moving officially on Cubs Miami under 7.5 minus 120.
Yeah, wow, it's juiced that much too. This is absolutely wild here. Huh.
Yeah, Ron, is that official that Kopech got traded? Because I kept seeing that he got traded, and I just couldn't find where the fuck he was going. So,
and Tawan, we use Action Network. That's what we use. So,
Coin giving us Detroit first 5 under, and the under full game, and Detroit and Cleveland team total 4.5 minus 140. Shot to you, Coin.
Yeah, no, I like that coin. I'm on the Tigers at plus 110, first 5 here. So Pistol Pete, Royals, White Sox.
Pass.
Let's roll into our final spot, or not final spot, but the first spot. I guess we have how many more after this? We have 4 more after this. This is the only game I moved on early. I moved on the Astros. We're at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. This is not a fade of Bailey Falter. I mean, the Astros aren't smashing lefties. 245, 731 OPS. And the Pirates aren't hitting righties, 236, 690. This is just Hunter Brown. He just continues to deliver. Start in, start. He's had one bad start over last 3 months. He had a horrible start to the season. They stuck with him. He's been great. Coming off an 8-1 win at the A's. We're all over him in that one. He's just paying out right now. Both bullpens have been very good. Pirates bullpen 3.24 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. Astros a bullpen 3.82 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. Falter's been good this year, 4.08 ERA. Now he doesn't get strikeouts. It's always been a problem with him. Gifted Cartel, the Royals are 5 games under 500 on the road, 22-27. Gary Never says betting the Pirates all year, getting plus money almost all the time. Very profitable all year. I don't like them tonight, but I think they will. That we will run with them all year. Look, I get that, Gary, and you stick to what's working. I get it. let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We'll start with the total. This total is at 8.5 minus 114 to the under. This opened up at 8. It just moved to 8.5 about 45 minutes before the show started. It's not just. On the money line, we have these Astros at minus 195. Okay, good. Great. They opened up at minus 178. I was hoping this would get in the cash cow range. It has. And I did bet a little more on the full game, -1, a little more than a unit. I read regular on the first 5 minus a half. And let's go to the cash flow for this one. Cash-wise, we have the 95% of tickets, 90% of cash on the over. And then on the money line, we have, sorry, I missed it there. We have 75% of tickets, 77% cash on the Houston Astros. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
No action. I understand why everyone's on the Astros. I considered making an Astros run line bet, but no action. However, God bless you, Mikey Money, because Sports Money has given us the ribeye play of the day, and it is my close personal friend, Masataka Yoshida. So shout out to Ribeye, and let's enjoy a little babbling brook.
That's nice. That's very nice. And we apologize to TJ's mom, who thought we played it too many times for a special.
Sorry, TJ's mom.
Yeah, no, it's that's on us. That's all our fault. All right, that is copied and pasted. Ribeye play today. Yoshida plus 175. 19 and 18 is ribeye play day, up 16.8 units. 16.8 units. Peter Loshak, I moved on the Astros. A pretty simple spot. Maybe I'm simplifying things too much. Backing Hunter Brown. What's your plan here for Pirates Astros, Pete?
I like the Astros as well. I guess it's maybe safer to take them first 3 or first 5, but I definitely like them. Yeah, it's an obvious play. But statistically, I don't see any reason to expect Hunter Brown to not be good again. Although maybe, someone else looking at different numbers could find them. I mean, he's, I guess running up a pitch count. I don't know, but there's no reason for me to expect this to be one of his duds, although it certainly could happen, but I don't see any statistical reason for that. So yeah, I think I got to take it.
Yeah, I didn't even get in that early. I got the first 5 minus a half, minus 128, and the full game -1 at minus 134.
I'll take. All right, I'll take first 3. Caesars minus 190. We'll take that one.
All right, let's lock this in. Loshak Astros first 3 minus 190 spot here. All right, let's roll on. And Jose, you are just sitting back on this one.
Yeah, I'm sitting back. I'll watch you guys cast the run lines and feel like a jackass for not being on it. But
yes, BJ, market and line movement one more time. It did. I've been on some of these spots over the last few weeks, and it's not worked out the way I wanted it to. But this one has. At Pinnacle, the Astros opened up at minus 178, and there's just been a constant move towards them. There's been no buyback. It's now minus 195. So, pretty legit 17-cent move towards the Astros. And cash-wise here, it was 75 and 77. Yeah, 75% ticket, 77% cash on the Astros. Okay, let's roll on.
By the way, real quick, just to let you know, BJ, this even opened up at minus 150 at Bet Online. So, yeah, and it's gone all the way up to minus 180. So, just to illustrate the point.
It's only at minus 180 right now at Bet Online?
Yep. Let me double check here because I might have looked at it wrong. Minus 186 at Bet Online. Let me refresh one more time just so minus 186 full game.
Wow, that's 9 cents cheaper than it is. 9 cents cheaper than it is.
Go ahead, Pete.
I'm seeing minus 180 at Heritage, so I'll take that one, Jim. Houston, first 3, minus 180 Heritage.
God damn.
Why you say goddamn? Okay.
we know why.
He's got over a 4% ROI.
Yeah.
He's delivering the goods.
Yeah,
man.
fuck me, but just sometimes I just get taken aback when I hear a casual minus 180 get dropped.
Yeah, I just lost a big favorite on Voynets and tennis, so it's treacherous. It's treacherous.
Let's roll on here. Next up for us is 9:38 p.m. Eastern with the Colorado Rockies 38, 69, 14, and 40 on the road. LA Angels 46 and 60, 23 and 32 at home at Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. We've already heard from our guy Winetime, who's on the Angels. These are two of my starters, Cal Quantrill and Griffin Canning, two pitchers that I like. We have the Angels opening up at minus 134. They're now minus 125. So a legit 9-cent move towards the Rockies. From a total perspective, we are sitting here with a 9 minus 109 to the under. This did drop down to 8.5 for a little while. But it's at 9. We have had 7 cents of movement towards the over, and I expect it to continue this movement towards the over. Let's take a look at the weather here. We have 75 Fahrenheit, 8.1 miles per hour to center. That's down to 7.3 miles per hour. TJ saying Quantrill is his favorite pitcher in baseball. Quantrill 7-7, 4.09 ERA, 1.34 whip from Port Dope, Ontario. In his last start, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned in a 20-7 win at home versus the Red Sox. On the road, he's been strong, 4-4, 4.24 ERA, 258 opponents batting average. He's been better at home. Griffin Canning has been much better at home, but he's coming off a great start at the Mariners. 5 innings, 1 earned run, solo shot, 6 Ks, 3 walks. He's not had a great season. Obviously, a ERA over 5, 1.42 whip. He's allowed 20 home runs in 110 2/3. Rockies versus righties, 278, 831 OPS. Angels versus righties, just 223, 630 OPS. So Rockies smashing righties while the Angels aren't. But the Angels have a huge bullpen advantage, 2.90 ERA, 1.16 whip. Since July 1st. They've been absolutely rolling. Rockies bullpen has been struggling as expected. So in the line history and cash flow, we've discussed that. Let's talk about the actual cash flow. 99% of tickets, 98% cash on the over. Wonder how high this goes. Just 17% of tickets and 22% of cash on the Colorado Rockies. Wine time on the Angels does concern me, but I find it very difficult to not have the Rockies on my card here. Take it away, Jose. Rockies, Angels.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's start with this. I would be like 60% surprised if Cal Quantrill made this start. I think he's a trade candidate. I don't know if he goes because the Rockies are incompetent, and I don't know if they're going to re-sign him, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a free agent. So I think he's a trade candidate. Admittedly, I liked Cal Quantrill a whole lot up until last week, where he told my catcher to go masturbate in a fucking parking lot. That hurt my feelings. But yeah, I do like Cal Quantrill today here, and I wanted to move on him. I just think it's scary because I don't know if he's gonna pitch. And luckily, baseball, obviously, if your pitcher gets changed, your bet gets voided, as we all know. So I'm gonna move on it. But it is a little scary, yeah.
Ron Crawford says Angels for the spreadsheet. Are you going to use the full game or the first 5? Like TJ's on the first 5.
Yeah, I was looking at the lines right now to try to figure that out myself. I believe I'll be on full game, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll let you know here in a few minutes because I like we said, I try to stay away from first 5s. I'm trying to stay away from them more recently as well because I look at the full game movements for these things, and if I end up betting the first 5 off full game movements, it doesn't always work out for me. But luckily for this first 5, minus 133 opener, got up to minus 135 at one point, and it drops 9 cents down to minus 126 for Griffin Canning. So I do like first 5 here, and I like full game. Maybe I'll end up betting both, but I'll stick out with first 5 for right now.
Whew. They have stopped scoring in Japan, France. By the way, 22 points have been scored in the fourth quarter. Minute 42 left. So those live bettors on the under are in business unless overtime hits, which is a legit possibility here.
Plus 106. First 5 money line for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, I'm going to join you on that. But I also have some interest in this first 5 under. I am going to wait. All the money's on the over. I am going to wait here. This opened up at 4.5, and this was juiced to the under at times at 4.5, and then there's been this huge move to the over of late. Maybe I wait. Maybe I wait. Gift the cartel like in the under though. I like seeing that. Peter Loshak, Rockies, Angels.
This one, I was looking at actually the Pitt Houston game. I think I might give first 5 under, first 3 under, or no run in the first. But this one is, this is a very tough one. First of all, Taylor Ward might be traded for the Angels, so that matters, right? My number is set slightly into the under, slightly into Quantrill over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money, just similar to Lance Lynn, and slightly in Colorado. Nothing too strong.
This is a very, very, very interesting spot here. Okay, let's roll on Jose on the Rockies first 5 plus 1.5. I will be on that. The question is, I think I should be on the full game because under, and I'm going to wait on that too. Jose, I think that the full game, tell me your thoughts on whether the full game under the first 5 under is better, because the Rockies bullpen being so horrific, it gets evened out by the Angels not hitting righties.
I don't trust either bullpen is the issue here for a total. So if I was betting a first 5 or full game total, and I hate betting first 5 totals, I'd probably go with first 5 here. We've had many Griffin Canning conversations on the show plenty of times. We both kind of, or I guess you kind of like him as well as Quantrill here. And not to mention the Angels did just trade away their closer and best reliever as well. So sure, younger guys will come up and step up and fill those roles, I think. But I think it'll take maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for that to happen.
I mean, what don't you like about the Angels bullpen? Statistically, they've been spectacular.
Yeah, I just think that they're going to regress. The names in the bullpen do not inspire confidence. Like the only guys that I would, if I had to pick 2 guys to go out there and close a baseball game for me, it's Ben Joyce, obviously. You're going to believe in Jose Quijada is fine. Roansy Contreras has given up runs left and right this year. I just, at the end of the day, I think these guys, sure, they're having a good stretch, but I'll believe in the regression to the mean.
And Pete, you're off at this point.
Yeah, I'm off.
All right, we move on to the next spot on the board, and we get to our friend Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day. Our friend Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play day is a dog play of the day. 30 and 19 plus 19.64 units. Shout out to Ron Crawford. All right, let's roll into this one. Tyler Glasnow versus Matt Waldron. Glasnow 8 and 6, 3.47 ERA, 0.96 WHIP. Last start, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 Ks, 4 walks, 8-3 loss at home versus the Giants. On the road, 3.26 ERA, 173 opponents batting average. He's been excellent. 66 strikeouts in just 47 innings. Waldron here, 3.64 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. He's been really good. Coming off a quality start and 12-3 win at the Nationals, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. At home, he's been worse than on the road. At home, he has struggled. Wager Detective saying the book moved to 8 in the Tigers game. Yeah, I could have moved on that under. I think that under is in play. I think that honestly that Gavin Williams, the market's telling us Gavin Williams is going to have a decent start, which would then lead towards the under. Because I kind of I've always liked the Tigers bullpen this year. I think it can work here. BJ says you do not normally get Glasnow at these prices. Well, we know why. There's no Mookie Betts and there's no Freddie Freeman. Dodgers just righties 251, 790 OPS in July, but the lineup is a little different. Padres just righties 261, but just a 693 OPS, no power. And both bullpens have been absolutely horrific. Dodgers bullpen 5.77 ERA, 1.58 WHIP in July, while the Padres 5.12, 1.31 WHIP. The weather in San Diego, it's hotter than usual. 70 Fahrenheit, 6.5 miles per hour left to right across the diamond and very slightly in. Line history-wise here, I got the first 5 up, so why don't we touch on that? It's at a 4. It opened up at 4.5, juiced to the under, and it didn't last long. So it's sitting at a 4. On the money line, I should have gone to full game, but we'll do that in a second. On the money line, though, full game, this is the Padres at plus 119. They opened up at plus 134, so a big move towards the San Diego Padres. And on the total for
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yes.
82-80, 16 seconds left. Japan's on the line. Wemby missed a 3 to tie the game or to go up. But Japan's at the line now, and you guys are right on the Rangers' edge.
Oh, I'm gonna lose the total, but fascinating because they're gonna if they miss, they foul. If they score, that's Gonzo. That's Gonzo. But the live better is cashed, and it is what it is. So here we go. This full game totals at 7.5, minus 109 to the over. Opened up at minus 113 to the over. Slight move towards the under. Take it away for us here, Jose. Dodgers, Padres.
Yeah, give me the Padres here. Again, these home dogs are starting to get a little scary for me. They've taken a couple of these today. But Matt Waldron has kind of won me over, honestly. The knuckleball I've liked, and I think this line is just fishy. I forgot who said it. I think it was BJ. You don't get the Dodgers or Glasnow at this price all that often. I think that the books want you to think that. I think they want people to bet the Dodgers, and they have. They've successfully gotten, let me double check here, 74% of the bets and 77% of the money on them, and it went from minus 135 to minus 126 now at Bet Online, saying, hello, here's the Dodgers at a cheap price. Come and bet them. San Diego Padres, full game money line for me.
Makes sense to me. What number did you get?
I got plus 116.
Plus 116 for Jose. BJ agreeing. Shout out to you, TJ, my man. Says hoping you can jump on tomorrow up in the air right now. We'd love to have you as always. Jose's on the Padres plus 116. Peter Loshak, your plan.
My numbers have a slight lean to Glasnow over 1.5 earned runs, actually. That Glasnow should have a decent start, but should still give up a few here. And Waldron, his strikeouts are way down. I'm going to pass on this one. It's an interesting situation. Wouldn't mind a bet on San Diego to hit Glasnow a bit more than the market expects, but I think I'll just pass on it.
All right. Let's move on to the final. We have 2 more spots on the board. Next up for us, 9:40 p.m. Eastern, Washington Nationals 49-57. I'm interested in joining with the Padres here. 49-57.
Oh my God, I think Japan fouled France on a 3 and they hit it. So I think they've got a 4-point play to tie the game now.
I got Japan with possession down 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I called a foul, and I don't know if it was a 3 or not. I don't know if his foot was on the line, but I think they called a foul. I'm not 100% sure. I'm watching on mute, obviously. So,
wow. Nats, Diamondbacks. I've been looking forward to talk about this one. Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Of course, the roof will be up, closed. We have Chill Will, Respect Man. Thank you for rocking with us. We have Patrick Corbin going up against Ryan Nelson. Corbin 2-10, 5.26 ERA, 1.46 WHIP. And the stacks play today is here. It is the Diamondbacks team total over 5.5 for our guy Justin McKelvey. And the Dapper Capper play today. So we got multiple plays of the day here in this one. Stacks play today, expecting the Diamondbacks to get to Ryan and Nelson. Shout out to our guy Justin.
Stacks.
Patrick
Tie game.
Corbin, Ryan, tie game.
Yeah, hit the 4-point play to tie the game. Fucking crazy.
Unbelievable. All right. Jermaine Conley also on the Diamondbacks team total over. And Kuji Cam all over this over in 9. We have Patrick Corbin coming off a really impressive start. That was... I still cannot believe that I did not cease through the no-hitter. I did not catch that first 3 under. I catched first 5 under. They played him like a fool, the umps, in the pouring rain in that first inning, and also weren't clear strikes that they were calling balls. It was horrific. And then the outfielder misplayed Kim's hit to allow everybody to score. Like, it was just worst case scenario. Corbin struggled all year, 2-10, 5.26 ERA, 1.46 WHIP, but he's looked quite a bit better of late. On the road, he's struggled, 5.52 ERA, opponents hitting 326 against him. Going up against Ryan Nelson, who allowed 4 earned runs in his last start. But he struggled horribly at home, 3-3, 6.21 ERA, opponents hitting 330 against him at home. Crazy. I mean, 326 opponents batting average for Corbin on the road, 330 opponents batting average for Nelson at home. Nats versus righties, 260, 748 OPS, and Diamondbacks versus lefties, 268, 753 OPS. But don't forget, Christian Walker not going to be in the lineup. He's got the oblique injury. 4.74 ERA, 1.45 WHIP for the Nats bullpen in July. Diamondbacks 3.32, 1.26. Let's get into the line history here for this one. This total is sitting right now at 9 minus 109 to the over. This opened up at 9.5 and has dropped to 9. Very interesting drop. Then on the money line here, move over here. On the money line, we have Nelson and the Diamondbacks at minus 159. They opened up at minus 174, so we've had a 13-cent move to the Nationals. And then cash flow wise, here we go. We have 98% of tickets, 98% cash on the over, 87% of tickets, and 80% of cash on the Diamondbacks. I mean, the market is telling me that Corbin's going to pitch well here. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Nats, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I will be the guy that stands in front of all of this as well. The issue is the bullpen yesterday collapsed for the Nationals was disgusting. And it was our guy, Jimmy Finnegan. Shit down his leg, watched it all dribble. It was ugly. But I think the Nationals respond. I think it's good that they have a veteran on the mound here in Corbin. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll just go out there and pitch like it was just another baseball game. Admittedly, I think he's pitching, the best, like you said, he has in like the last 2 years. Part of the reason he is a free agent after this year. I mean, like, this is it. No, there's no more resting on your laurels after this. And maybe he retires. He's got a shitload of money, but I think 2-10 is misrepresenting how well he's pitched this year. If you're wondering how the bullpen went yesterday, Jose Ferrer, 19 pitches. Derek Law, back-to-back, 18 pitches. He's not going. Robert Garcia, 18 and 11. He's not going to go. Finnegan threw 29 pitches, or 28, excuse me. I'd be surprised if he went, but honestly, Davey Martinez is one of the managers that he doesn't really give a fuck. He'll throw his relievers 3 days in a row, but not many managers do that. So I think Finnegan could go. Edward Salazar, Tanner Rainey, both didn't go haven't thrown since Saturday. And Dylan Floro didn't throw yesterday. So I expect all 3 of those guys to be featured. Jacob Barnes also threw a little bit. He'll probably be available as well. So, I do want the Nationals here. And this is another one of those cases where I see the full game movement or full game line movement. So I should bet the full game. And that's what I'm going to do here. Another example of that here. The first 5 opened up at minus 175 at BetOnline. Now I'm only minus 171. So not real movement there. That's why I'd rather take the minus 170 opener that goes down to minus 159 here. So it's a little more interesting on that aspect. So, and by the way, Ryan Nelson, who we've talked obviously a bunch about, Corbin, Ryan Nelson home road splits are ridiculous. Home 6.21 ERA, 42 innings pitched on the road, 3.83, and 56 and a third innings pitched. So, yeah, give me Corbin here and give me the Nationals full game.
Jose on the Nationals full game. What was the line you got?
Nationals full game is currently, where'd you go? 146 at Bet Online. Excuse me.
Some very sad news. Although there was a thought that this was all happening, and he told us this on X. But Dave Koken passed away this morning, and what a legend in the world that we all love so much. So very sad to hear. Love to the Koken family, and sad. Great capper. So heart goes out. Heart goes out. Peter, Nationals, Diamondbacks. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't love the spot for Corbin, so if I lose it, that's okay. But I will take Corbin under 17 and a half outs. Under 17 and a half outs right now. Heritage has the best line, -110, so I'll make that one official. Under 17 and a half outs, -110 Heritage. I'd love to take a run in the first. God, Pinnacle is -106. That's an incredibly cheap line considering the things that I'm looking at here. But maybe I should, maybe that's a little trappy. Maybe I should hold off. Yeah, there's a few bets that statistically I'm liking on Corbin to not have a great start, but favorite is the out, so I'll take that one, make that official. Running first, yes, I really want to take. And I don't understand why Nelson's strikeout line is so low as well. 3.5, I was seeing at -115. You know, he obviously, he struggles at home. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. That's a very low total. I mean, if he goes, 4, 5, 6 innings, he's likely to get 4 strikeouts, more likely than not. So that's something that I would want to take a shot with. Don't know if I can pull the trigger on it, but I don't understand the line, which concerns me. But
by the way, Ryan Nelson's recent appearances, 4 of them on the road, 3 of the 4 good, at Royals, at Chicago, at Padres, at the Dodgers. The one start he had at home, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned run against the Toronto team that we don't really believe in offensively either. And then his last start at home was against Minnesota. He got crushed in. So, he's been pitching well as of late, but it's because he's been pitching on the road and he faced that one Toronto start at home, and they're not very good. So,
yeah.
So
all right.
strange.
I'll add on Nelson over 3.5 strikeouts. If it loses, that's all right. Nelson over 3.5 strikeouts, -115 at Caesars. I'll shop around for a better line. Might be a sucker. Might not be suckering me in, but that's all right.
Wow. I'd like to join Ray Girl on this under.
I was team under rather than over. But I typically am team under rather than over, if we're being honest. I just saw 99% of the bets and money on the over, and I'd much rather be on the under in that case. So, but I'm still just sticking with Nationals.
And Carroll hit that game-winning homer. He's going to have to do a lot more of that. He's had a terrible year, 214 average on the season. Okay, we have Loshak on Corbin under 17.5 outs, Nelson over 3.5 Ks.
Yeah, -113 bet online for Nelson over 3.5 strikeouts.
All right, let's talk about the final spot on the board, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Oakland Athletics 44 and 64, 18 and 37 on the road. The Giants 53 and 55, 32 and 22 at home, though. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. Let's get right into the weather there. 61 Fahrenheit, 15.6 miles per hour to right field. It stays between 15.6 and 14.4 miles per hour. We have 2 lefties on the hill, Sears and Robbie Ray. Sears coming off that rough start against Hunter Brown and the Astros. It was good for us. 6 innings, 7 earned runs, 3 Ks, no walks, 8-1 loss at home versus the Astros. He was in control for a lot of it. He got touched up late. On the road, 4.52 ERA, 252 opponents batting average, and 11 of the home runs he's allowed to be on the road. Robbie Ray, on the other hand, looked great in that first start since Tommy John. 1 earned run over 5 innings, didn't allow a hit, 8 Ks and 2 walks, 8-3 win at the Dodgers. But the A's are hitting lefties harder than anybody else. 286, 912 OPS. Giants are smashing lefties, 249, 797. It pales in comparison to what the A's are doing. And both bullpens have been good. A's bullpen 3.53 ERA 1.22 whip. Giants bullpen 3.98 ERA 1.29 whip. So let's get into the line history here for our final spot on the board. These Giants at minus 190. They opened up at minus 176. So we had 14 cents of movement towards San Francisco, towards Robbie Ray. On the total here, over there on the total, we have this at 7.5 minus 110 to the over. This opened up at 8 and it stayed there for a long time. And the Dodgers are hitting lefties hard, very hard as well. So it's Mr. Eat says, is Ray really a minus 192 favorite? And my dude says his play of the day, Sears over 5.5 hits at plus 125. Take it away, Jose Bouquet, our final spot on the board, A's Giants.
Yeah, so last time Robbie Ray was out, I mentioned how I think that Robbie Ray is going to be bet on from here on out, and he goes out there and fucking shoves. By the way, Pirates are acquiring Josh Walker from the Mets, whoever the fuck that is, and your guy Trevor Rogers is probably going to get traded, it seems, Jimmy.
He's a bet on pitcher. As soon as he goes, now he just delivered against a team that hits lefties hard, but wait till you see him with it against a team that doesn't hit lefties. He'll throw 7 and allow an inning. Allow a run. Roll with us here, Jose. A's Giants.
Yeah, so I think Robbie Ray is bet on, and I want to bet on him here. I was gonna throw my best Peter Loshak hat on and take a minus a half, minus 130 first 5 here. I considered it. But my issue is that I think that JP Sears is decent enough for me to have those worries to lay juice here and juice that I typically don't lay often. So, I really do want to back Robbie Ray here, and I've been back and forth on it. I wanted to hear everyone's thoughts, obviously. But, I just the point of all this is I think that Robbie Ray is a back pitcher in the second half of the season, and I'm going to back him when I can.
90% of tickets, 84% of cash on the Giants, 99 and 98 on the over. Peter Loshak, take it away.
Ray obviously is when he's good, he's awesome. First start, awesome. Is that going to happen here again? Not exactly sure, and Sears, my numbers indicate a better than average start for Sears. I like the over 4.5 strikeouts and even the over 16.5 outs for Sears. Unless, I don't know, Jose Bouquet, you seem like you have a pretty close read on Sears. What's your take on him? You think he's washed? You think he's cooked? What's your take on Sears, Jose Bouquet? I know you just said it, but if you wouldn't mind repeating a little bit.
No, I think Sears is not bad. I think he's not suddenly just a bad pitcher. He's been quietly decent throughout the years. He's a young pitcher. He's only he's 28 now. He's getting up there, but I think that there's just a bounce back in line from getting crushed 8 runs, 7 of them earned against the Astros here. The Astros are just really good, and he faced the Astros twice already, dominated them. So I think that was just kind of in the cards at that point from a really good offense in the Astros here. Now, against the Giants, who I'm sure JP Sears has seen once in his life. I'm going to look up right now to see what his history is against the Giants, but the Giants are not a hard-hitting team, and they're trading away pieces as it is. Has not seen the Giants, actually, so that's actually better for a potential underlook here. So first of all, they got Jorge Soler this offseason to hit lefties. They trade him back to the Braves. This is a lefty. I think their numbers against lefties are going to struggle here. So that is 99% of the reason why I honestly am off or not. I'm not going to bet the first 5 minus a half, because I do think JP Sears could pitch well against the Giants team that, like I said, it should hit lefties. They signed people to hit lefties in the offseason, and then they traded probably their best bat against lefties. Now, again, from the 19th to today, Giants against lefties, 4th best, 126 plate appearances, 163 weighted runs created plus. But I think that number plummets in the second half of the season. Full season lefty numbers, I'll tell you right now, they are They are, where'd you go? Second best, 120 weighted runs created plus. I will probably guarantee you they don't finish top 10 this year against lefties. Like I said, I just call Soler is just very, very good. So I lean under here, as well as Giants pitching. Well, I should say, as well as Robbie Ray pitching well. So I might be an under in this game. With all that said,
Great breakdown. This reminds me of Barrios' last start in the last show, where he was kind of struggling. My numbers liked over outs and over strikeouts. I didn't know which one to go with. I picked the wrong friggin' one. I took outs. The outs lost. The strikeouts won. And this one, same deal. Kind of like in over outs and over strikeouts. I don't want to give both, but I think I'll probably wind up giving the outs. Sears should be all right here, I think. Yeah, I'll give Sears over 16.5 outs as an official play. I'll shop around for the best line.
Sears over 16.5 outs for Pistol Pete Loshak. Let's review all action here on today's card. Let's roll all the way through, and then we'll hear from both Jose and Peter as to what their plan of attack is. So we have move over here. Peter is on the over 165.5 in Brazil, Germany. Brazil, Germany. That pops off at 3 p.m. Eastern. And
did you make that official, Jim?
Well, we gave that out. It can whatever you would like it to be.
No, I'm gonna make it official because it's not. It's like 168 now. I also kind of like Brazil first quarter and first half, just in general. I think Brazil is going to be tougher at least to start.
Cleveland goes down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. That is, let's get off of basketball. That screwed me. That's a good start. Good start for my Tigers first five. We'll see how it all bangs out. Thank you for sharing that coin. Billy Friedrich, pig milk play of the day, Baltimore money line and the Royals money line. He's tying that together at plus 130. Spreadsheet dog play of the day from Ron Crawford is the Padres at plus 121. Jose's on that as well. We've got UFC action. I'm going to stick to baseball, but we'll be sharing Kong's clips, UFC action throughout the week. Joey Marinaccio, the Dapper Capper play today. Corbin under 17.5 outs at plus 105. Peter Loshak also on that one. Morgan Spooner is on the Rangers money line play today. Number 2 is Mets team total over 3.5, first 7. And number 3 is the Guardians -1 at minus 125. So we'll see how that one bangs out. Joseph Thompson's play today is Twins Mets over 8.5. Sweaty Butcher surf and turf parlay. France first quarter minus 4.5, which he cashed. Now he needs Germany first quarter to get at minus 3.5 to catch plus 250. Parlay stacks play today. Diamondbacks team total over 5.5. Crystal Craig's play today hit parlay Gunnar Henderson and Marcus Semien tied together minus 105. Need a hit each. Wine Time Sports on the Tigers money line. Cleveland, Detroit under 8.5, and Yankees, Phillies over 9. Angels money line. And then I'm on the. I almost made it first 3, but I bet the first 5. The first 3 was going to be even money. I wanted a plus 110, so I'm on the Tigers first 5 to get my MLB started. Then we have Loshak heavy on these Orioles -1 line, first 5, and Burns over 5.5 Ks. I'm interested in that spot as well. I'm very interested on the under. I know that Jose moved on the under in Marlins Rays. I'm very interested in that one. Then the Twins and the Twins team total over 3.5. I expect to move on when the show is over. Your grandma is wearing your sister's panties again. Play today is Baltimore -1.5 and the under 8.5. That's a plus 285. Jose is all over the Red Sox. Loshak's on the over in the year fee. They'll talk about their action here shortly. Ribeye play today is Masataka Yoshida at plus 175. I'm interested in joining Jose on the Cardinals. Loshak's on Lynn over strikeouts, but he'll tell you his action. And then I doubled up on the Astros. First 5 -0.5, full game -1, and bet more than a unit on the -1. And I'm going to join Jose on the Rockies first 5. I have some interest in the first 5 under. And I'm going to join Jose and Ron on the Padres. And I have interest in that full game under with Red Girl in Nationals Diamondbacks. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on that one. And that is my card for today. DC Cappers play days, Baltimore money line. And my dude, Giants team total over 2.5, as well as Sears giving up over 5.5 hits. He's also Ketel Marte over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for our guy, my dude. Jose Bouquet, your action in MLB today.
Yeah, I just tweeted it out, so it is all official here. Red Sox money line plus 102, Cardinals money line plus 114, Yankees money line minus 101. The under full game 7.5 minus 120 in Miami Chicago Cubs. Red Sox first 5 team total over 2.5 even money. Cubs. Rockies first five money line plus 106. Padres full game money line plus 116. Nationals full game money line plus 146. And the Oakland A's San Francisco Giants full game under 8 minus 118.
It's a good looking card. Jose, get that catch. Bruce Cotney, it seems like the weather is getting better. Seems like the weather is getting better as it goes on. At first, it was 69% chance of rain on RotoWire, then 52%. And it's not listed as a game that might be pushed or held back, but we will see. Tori, my man, we're going to talk about you here well, we should do it now and let Pistol Pete close out the show after his action. So Tori heading off to the hospital to go sit with his mom. His GoFundMe is up here. He just put it together. He wasn't going to. I asked him to. Tori's not someone who's sitting there asking for handouts. He's doing all it on his own. So he was working 15-hour days, and we didn't hear from him. And I knew he was going through. I knew the deaths in his family, and I just wanted to see how he was doing. So, if there's someone to support it, it's him. And if anybody can, please, anything, $5, $10. He has. It looks like he's probably got enough to pay for one funeral right now. He's got 2 to figure out, and if we can help support him, it's just what we do as a community. It's what we do. By the way, that my dude best bet was the Padres, not the Giants. So thinking of you, Tori, and you're standing so strong throughout all of this. And we were, you just lead by example, and we would just want to help. And so he just put it out this morning because I asked him to. He wasn't going to. I wanted him to. So give us a forum to help him out easier. So that's the GoFundMe. We're going to be talking about it throughout the weekend and as we move forward. Peter Loshak, my friend.
Real quick, Yankees trade for Mark Leiter Jr. Since Troy Torrance is in the chat. So last place Cubs selling more of their bullpen pieces.
Quick work for the Tigers in the bottom of the first. So it's a 0-0 after 1. Anyone on that Nerfy caught it. Before Pete puts a bow on this, Jose, thank you for all your hard work. Looking forward to cap the rest of the week with you, my friend. And all of you in the chat, truly, we have nothing without you. My dude, Troy Torrance, the truth teller, I get money. Bruce Cotney, Nate Dogg, DC Capper, Tori Coker. Thank you all. Mikey Money. Joe T going for 9 straight. Wow, that's incredible. Joey T going for 9 straight. What a monster he is. Iowa State Hockey. Thank you for rocking with us. Old E. Robert Franklin. Kelsey Guillermo Zertucci. Lee Davis. Nate Dogg. Jermaine Connolly. Thank you guys, all of you. Kong's Clips. Wager Detective. Thank you for all of your support. Sky Dragon, Bankroll Spence, JT Eel, Clint. Thank you guys for everything. Ron Crawford, Dominique Diaz. Thank you guys. Kuji Cam, Mally Mal. Thank you guys. Pistol Pete Loshak, review your action, my friend, and then lead us into the future. Maybe some words of wisdom. And what you think we can use.
First of all, definitely want to say a few words to Troy Coker. Just a really impressive guy. In so many ways. So, thinking about you, Troy, and I will definitely send a donation in your GoFundMe. All right.
And it's Tori. And I know we were just talking about Troy Torrance. That's why you said Troy. I know it's Tori because I
Tori
know
Coker. Right.
I know I know that was just little because we were talking about Troy. And I know how impressive his basketball action is for you. And I know you tail Tori often. So I just want
friggin' real. Did I say Troy? Yeah, sorry about that. I meant Tori Coker. Sorry about that.
It's all good, my man.
All right, so as we sit here right now on the day, I am currently up 8/100ths of a unit, and that's good for me. I'm proud of that. I took Mungung Setseg plus 125. That one was a winner. Cleveland, Detroit, no run in the first inning. That was a winner. Japan, France, under 165 minus 108. That was a loser. And I took them live under 183 and a half minus 110. That one lost by a neck. But, if you make good bets, you should expect to the bad beats to be against you more than they will be in your favor. Games that are still hanging here. Baltimore, Orioles, -1, -151 Heritage, and first 5, -197 Pinnacle. Burns, over 5.5 strikeouts, plus 118, bet online. And we got Sean Manaea, under 17.5 outs, -125 Heritage. Festa, over 4.5 hits, -121 Heritage. And, maybe expecting Manaea to struggle is a weak spot of mine, but we're doing it again. Minnesota, first 5, team total over 1.5, -156 Heritage, and full game, 3.5, -133 Pinnacle. Seattle, Boston, running the first, yes, -113 Pinnacle, and first 5, over 5, -141 Pinnacle. We're taking Lance Lynn, over 4.5 strikeouts, plus 112 Caesars. Houston, first 3, money line, -180 Heritage. I was thinking about no run in the first. I was thinking about first 3 under, first 5 under, but I decided to hold off on that one. Then we got Corbin under 17.5 outs, -110 Heritage, and Ryan Nelson over 3.5 strikeouts, -113 bet online. And then we got JP Sears to have an okay start, over 16.5 outs, -122 Pinnacle. There you go.
I love it, Pete. Get that cash. 56.7% on the season here on our show. And it is the calm before the storm. We have football right around the corner, college first and NFL next. Pistol Pete, can you please bless our action and lead us into the future?
Bless our action. Thank you so much every week. This is the highlight of my week. It's so much fun. I love it every friggin' week. The comment section, great people, amazing cappers. The whole thing is it's just so enjoyable. Win, lose, or draw, with coffee, without. Everyone, such a great show once again, and I bless all of you. I bless in particular. My thoughts go out to Tori Coker for this week, and see y'all next Tuesday.